You got out of the car, and he punched you.
Absolutely. He proceeded to keep pounding on me, pounding on me.
There is no indication here from you. Miss Gaines, who is this?
My witness, my twin sister, Lucinda Gaines.
And your sister is married, but in the process of divorcing the defendant.
Actually, they're already divorced.
When were you divorced?
August 18th, 2022.
Okay. The events surrounding this case happened in November of 2020.
Yes.
Each one of you claim that they were assaulted by the other. In November of 2020, your sister and the defendant were having trouble in their marriage. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
And your sister had complained previously to you that the defendant was trying to get her in trouble, alleging that she assaulted him.
Absolutely.
So on November the 8th, you receive a call from your sister.
No, we was already on the phone, Your Honor.
So you were on the phone with your sister.
Yes.
And I want you to relay the conversation that you had with your sister on that date.
Well, we were just sitting there chatting like we always do. We were just laughing, talking about her schoolwork. I was talking about my schoolwork. We both had tests coming up, so we were just relating to each other in that manner that we always do every day.
Okay, let's go. Move it along.
Anyway, all of a sudden I heard, after an hour of talking to her on the phone, I overheard him say, "Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops." And I was like,
You heard him say, let's fight.
"Let's do this without the cops. We could fight right now. We could
Just a
fight
second.
right."
I want to be very clear, because Whitney is taking, let's do this without
The police.
the police. That you remember.
That I remember.
Don't speak. Let's do this without the police. And what's the next thing you heard him say?
They just started arguing, so...
Just a second. Would you go back, Whitney, please, and tell me what the plaintiff said? She said that he said two things.
Yes, let's fight. Let's do this without the cops.
Let's fight.
Saying that to my sister.
Shh. Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one was it? You said, let's do this without the police. That's one. Or let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one did you
I
hear?
overheard him say both things to my sister, and I just hung up after that.
What both things?
He said, I didn't have no idea he was there. I said, "Cinda, who's that?" She said, "Dwight." I said, why, what's going on? And then I just hung. She was
What's
like, "Oh,
going on?"
Yeah, and I just hung up. I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna hang up."
Why?
Because they was husband and wife. They, maybe it was just something they was just going through. I didn't know.
Now, just a second. Let me explain something to you. I'm beginning to suspect what you're telling me is a whole lot of who shot John. You're on the phone with your sister. You're talking about tests like you're talking about every day, blah, 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 blah. Then you hear something that would cause me concern. You hear, let's fight. Let's do this
without
the police. And according to you, what you said to me was, so I just hung up.
I said, "Cinda, I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna call you back." She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna handle this."
Just a second. Don't speak.
Yes.
Let's go through it again, because now we're getting a different story. Let's do this. Let's do this without the cops. And then what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her, "Who was that in the
You
background?"
said, who was that in the background?
And she said, "Dwight." I said,
What?
"Oh, I thought he didn't be there anymore."
Okay.
And so she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna just call you back." So I said, "Okay."
Okay. She said, oh, I'm going to handle it. I'll call you back. So you didn't just hang up. Just a second. You didn't just hang up.
No, I didn't.
You had a
I
continued
didn't really want to
conversation.
hang up, but I hung up because she told me.
You didn't just hang up. You had a conversation with your sister, and your sister said, I'm going to handle it. That's what you said she said to you.
Absolutely. After 20 minutes, I called. So I felt like they got into a fight. Why I felt that way, because
I don't care why
he had her
just a
arrested.
Second. Just a second. I don't care why you felt that way.
Yeah. I don't
care what you felt that way.
Because he got her arrested on October 27th, 2020 for assault. I had no idea. I was calling her.
So we had her arrested in October for domestic violence.
Yes, 2020.
And then so a month before, he had her arrested for domestic violence. What happened to that case? Do you know, Miss Gaines? Do you know? The answer is yes or no.
No.
But you know he had her arrested. Okay, so now we're in November. Your sister has clearly allowed him back into the house, right? She didn't say, it's Dwight, he doesn't belong here, I'm going to call the police, because according to you, she's having a pleasant conversation with you. And he's talking, who is that Dwight? Oh, he's here. So you went to your sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't call the police because you were worried. You went over to your sister's house. Now I want you to tell me exactly what happened. Be careful, because you know, I've been doing this for 50 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
What you're about to tell me, I've heard 100 times, all different kinds of versions, but certain things make sense and certain things don't. Do you understand? So now I'm going to...
I thought the police would be there by the time I got there because my sister told me...
I don't care what you thought. She told you what?
She told me she was going to go to jail and I just...
Oh, just a minute. We're getting a lot more into this conversation now. Hold on. First we started with I hung up. And then you said, my sister says to me, when did
when I called back, she said...
Just a second. So you called back and you got her on the phone.
I said,
okay. Your knuckles on both hands were cut up. Mm-hmm. That's not a defensive wound.
It was all?
No. That's not. No, dear. That's not a defensive wound. This is a defensive wound. This is from hitting somebody.
Himself from Lucretia's attack.
So you waited 20 minutes and you called her back.
Yes.
And you did, in fact, get her on the phone.
Yes, and that's...
Just a second. Now, I want you to go back to what she told me 4 minutes ago with, I called.
I did.
And she didn't answer.
She did not answer.
After 20 minutes, I stay home. After 20 minutes, I called. I felt they got into a fight. Why I felt that way? Because he had her arrested. I was just scared
you
for
called
her.
and called. So now you called.
Halfway there, she answered the phone.
You called and she answered.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell me about that conversation before you went over there. I said to her, and she said to me, let's go.
I'm going to jail. She said, well, I'm going to jail now because he called the cops. And then I said, oh, okay, well, because I just felt like she was going to go to jail because she got arrested.
I don't care what you felt.
Anyway, I was only going to get my nephew.
You called her and she said, I'm going to go to jail.
She said he called the cops, so I think
he
I'm going
called
to
the
jail.
cops.
Because
he had a restraining order against her.
Protective order.
Right. And clearly something happened in that 20 minutes between the time you were talking about your tests and the time you got her back on the phone that suggested to you that something had transpired when she said, now I'm going to go to jail. So you went over there because you knew about the protective order because you knew she had gotten arrested in October. So now you go over there to do what?
To grab my nephew, because last time I went, when she couldn't go back to her home that he moved in with her, he didn't even feed my nephew. And that's what I was afraid of.
Just a second. Is that their child?
No.
You went over there to get your nephew.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when you got there?
When I got
slowly, because right now you see, it doesn't go well.
I know.
You understand?
Understood.
Okay. So now you go over there.
When I got to their home, the defendant was standing outside. I finally pulled up. I saw no cops. So I asked him, why you keep calling the cops on my sister? That's when he took it upon himself to hit me in my face, knock me off the curb, because I guess it needed to fit his narrative. Come to find out, he called the cops and told the cops that my sister called me over there to fight him. Why would I fight for my sister? I shouldn't have went over there, but I did because I was worried about my nephew. She told me to. She asked me to get him the last time. She was like, can you go to the house and grab my nephew?
You left that out 5 minutes ago.
Sorry, because it was so much, and it had been so long ago.
Well, that's why you're supposed to bring a case as soon as you can after the event. The reason I assume you didn't is because COVID struck, and they didn't dismiss both of your cases until recently. Yeah. So neither one of you could have come to civil court. I assume that that's why you waited 2 years. I really don't care. Now, that's what you say happened, that you came over there and got out of the car and calmly said to him, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister?
Yes,
That's what you remember you said to him.
yes.
Calmly. Why do
Really
you...
calmly, really agitated because I was home doing my own thing, you know, and it was
Well, I
just...
want you to tell me what happened. You got out of the car. Clearly, you're bigger than he is.
Exactly.
Clearly, you're bigger than he is. So is your sister. You got out of the car, and now you're agitated. So you didn't just ask him. You said, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister? And he punched you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you're...
And knocked me off the curb. I was stuck under the car where he proceeded to keep pounding on me in my head. And I almost lost consciousness, which I did lose consciousness. My hands was all cut up. I have proof from trying to cover the blows, but I had nowhere to move because of...
Just a second. What part of your hand was all cut up?
Both of my hands, because I was trying to hold it, because I was on the concrete.
Just a second. Your knuckles on both hands were cut up. Mm-hmm. That's not a defensive wound.
Those are?
No. That's not.
Concrete?
No, dear. That's not a defensive wound. This is a defensive wound. This is from hitting somebody.
But I'm trying to grab my hoodie down so he could stop punching me in my face. So that's what was happening because I was trying to
I still don't understand why you got...
I don't know how I got
I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't know
either. You're going to show me.
Proof.
I'm going to look at all your proof. I'm just examining you first since there are cross complaints here. You're trying to speak over me.
Sorry.
Yeah, clearly you're not intimidated by your surroundings. That's her version of the events. She came over to the house and she asked you why you keep calling the cops on my sister. And you punched her and kept punching her until she almost lost consciousness. Now, you want to tell me your version of these events?
Okay.
How long, by the way, had you been in the apartment with her sister?
6 or 7 years.
No. You had her arrested in October. So clearly she was arrested and she was out of the house. Is it your house or her house?
Her house. She wasn't out the house.
So she was arrested and you were both still living in the house together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Since October.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were there and she was there?
Same way, Your Honor.
Same way?
Yes.
She was released by the police and you were there, she was there, and her son?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's a partial.
Don't speak.
Okay.
So when you said, what's Dwight doing there, you clearly didn't know that they were still living together.
No.
Good. So now you tell me your version of the events of November 8th, 2020. Tell me what happened
Okay. Lucinda was keep coming at me.
How did she keep coming at you?
Like coming up in my face, like she want to fight with me. And I never want to fight at all.
That is not true.
If you say one more word, I'm going to throw you out. Do you
That wasn't
understand?
me, that was her.
Oh, you're easy. You're going to be gone. Did you call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you call the police before Miss Gaines got there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so now you called the police, and clearly she heard it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she said to you, I'm going to get arrested. That's what you said.
Because it was a...
Did you say something? There is no indication here from you to the police or any other authority that he ever put his hands on you. What you complain about him is that he's disrespectful, he taunts you, he says nasty things to you,
Yes.
he calls you names.
Yes.
In response to that, you assault him.
She assaulted him.
So you called the police and you went outside.
I went outside first before I called the police.
You went outside and called the police from outside?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
When I called the police, I stepped down to the sidewalk and I was there waiting for the police to come. I heard a car speed come around, hear her yelling, I hope you're not calling the cops. I said, of course I'm calling the cops. She pulled over to the side and come up towards me, ready to fight with me. I never want to fight. I turned my head around. She was already there in front of me, sizing me up, and I just make a mistake and look around. And by the time I made that mistake and look around, she knocked me over.
And?
I saw her about to hit me again. When I hit her, she fall, and I ran off, try to escape. She get back up and running me down. I couldn't run no more because I was going towards the hospital direction where I was going. When she caught up with me, the cops turned up.
Okay. May I see the police report, please?
I have one.
Well, it's practically impossible to determine which one of you instigated the physical part of this altercation. Each of you claimed that the other threw the first blow. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. That's what she says, and you said that she hit you first. So it's impossible to determine who hit who first. However, the police report is very telling. It says that when the police arrived, they found you on Kensington Street. And you told the police, you're Lucretia,
Yes.
said Francis, that would be him, began to walk down Kensington Street. So the fight had begun, and he got up and started to walk away towards Chapel Street, which is consistent with what he said. And Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. That's what the police report says.
I can show you. I couldn't even run. I had torn meniscus.
Just a second.
There's no way.
I'm telling you what the police wrote in their report that you told them. And it's totally consistent with what he said, that he was trying to walk away.
I was running.
After he beat me up.
Listen to me. You went over there furious.
I wasn't furious.
Oh, yeah.
You're on
Just a second. You went over there furious.
Absolutely not.
Yana,
Absolutely not.
Can I tell my story, please?
Can you tell your story?
Yes, please.
Oh, be my pleasure. I got a couple of questions to ask you as long as you want to testify. Okay. There is no indication here from you to the police or any other authority that he ever put his hands on you. What you complain about him is that he's disrespectful, he taunts you, he says nasty things to you,
Yes.
he calls you names.
Yes.
In response to that, you assault him.
No, I don't, ma'am.
Oh.
Miss-
Yes, sir.
He had me falsely arrested. Yes, he's small in stature, but I don't know how he keep manipulating the system. This man is dangerous.
You have to understand something. You told the police that he doesn't...
We never had a physical altercation. That's why I don't know where he's getting these things from. It's like once he found out we were going to divorce, he didn't want to leave the house. So that's why he kept having to try to put a case on me.
All may be true.
Yes.
There is no indication here, as a matter of fact, quite the contrary, that he ever put his hands on you.
He never put his hands on me, and I never placed a hand on him.
Your sister did. Now you can sit down.
Go.
Can I just tell you how we even got here?
No.
All I want to say.
No, I'm just telling you. I don't care how you got here. This happened 2.5, 3 years ago. And the reason that you're here is because of an incident that had in its beginnings you going to a place where you had no right to be.
Can I please show you the medical reports? Because there's no way I ran down the street.
Just a second. I'm going to read what you told the police. After a brief verbal altercation, Francis punched her in the face. They both began fighting in the middle of the street. Francis then began to walk down Kensington Street towards Chapel Street. Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. Okay, your case is dismissed.
Right.
Now, you have any medical records of your injuries?
Yes,
I'd
Your
like
Honor.
to see them.
I have scar to it.
Just a second, I'd like to see them.
I'm telling you, I did not run after him. How can I run? How can I run after him if my knee, I tore meniscus?
Do you want me to play the tape of you walking through the door into the courtroom? Yes, you did.
I could walk, yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
still
right,
in
you
pain
did.
for the rest of
I
my
can
life.
play the tape back
I have
for you
to
if
get
you like.
surgery, Your Honor.
Not only is the case going to be dismissed, but because I see you can't control yourself. Even in a courtroom, you can't control yourself. I'm hearing his case now. He's got a cross complaint. And as far as I'm concerned, you were the aggressor. You went there
I did.
to a potentially aggressive situation by yourself. By yourself.
She have something in her hand too. I never see what it was, but I know she threw it away.
Do you think I need your help?
Okay.
Forget it. Telling you, this man is dangerous. You will see he'll be arrested again.
See what I mean? You can't control yourself. You want me to believe that you got out of the car and calmly said, "Why are you calling the police on my sister?" Somebody who can't control themselves in a courtroom. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $5,000. Your claim is dismissed.
All right, thank you.
Court is adjourned.
I'm just sad about the whole situation because I feel like I should have won this case.
Everything is in facts, and that's how it happened. It was the truth.
I just figured she was going to jail, so I just wanted to get my nephew and leave.
I want to be a good parent.
It goes on. He's manipulating the system, and it shows.
That whole case just seemed like a mess all the way around. I think the plaintiff went there maybe a little hotter than she was ready to admit. I think the police report seemed enlightening after you took a look at that and read her own account of what she told the officer. And, you know, he didn't seem like Prince Charming either, though. So I'm annoyed that you gave him the judgment. I agree with it because it was so unclear.
I gave him the judgment, actually.
Because she couldn't control herself. I knew.
Because you're in a courtroom setting and you try to take somebody's demeanor in a courtroom setting, which is intimidating. I mean, I'm intimidating. I know that I'm intimidating. Couldn't control herself.
Yeah.
You know, you have to couple the law with common sense. He's no doll, for sure. But he extricated himself from the house because, according to her,
and then down the street.
he was outside when she got there. The police report was clear. He again tried to extricate himself by walking away. And when the police arrived, they were fighting on the street. Again, because she had caught up with him. She said she went there to get her nephew. You can call the police and say, I think there's going to be a problem. Would you take me over there? There's a domestic case. But she went over there hot. And the reason he was awarded money is because she couldn't control herself, even here. There was no question in my mind that she was the aggressor.
No, I agree.
Are you a victim of a scam? Go to Judy Justice.
This is the husband of your girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am. She witnessed him putting sugar in my gas tank.
And she stayed over in your house after they were married.
Yes.
I was trying to get away from.
Lives with you.
Yes.
Do we have that? Let's go through that one more time. You have 2 children with this young lady right here. Subsequent to having those 2 children, she married this gentleman. Short term, correct? How long?
Yes, sir. This coming April will be 2 years.
Short time. And since she's back living with you and the 2 children,
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that they did not have a happy 2 years. Is that clear to you what the relationships are? Or should I do it one more time? Is that necessary? This is what the case is about. It's complicated to follow. You got a car for one of your daughters. The car originally belonged to Mr. Lawyer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
This was after your girlfriend and Mr. Lawyer married.
They weren't married when I got the car from him.
They were living together?
They were, yeah. She was his roommate, or she was his tenant.
Okay.
And then they got married.
Well, they got to be more than tenants, whatever. Whatever it was. The car that you got ostensibly for your daughter belonged to Mr. Lawyer.
Yes.
And he gave it without any money to his to-be wife, correct?
Yes.
And the to-be wife gave it to you allegedly for one of you girls to use to drive.
Unknowns to me.
You didn't know anything about that. All right? You gave it to wife for her use. She gave it to the ex-boyfriend, allegedly for one of the girls to use. That made you a little unhappy. Would that be a fair statement? Would be a fair statement. You were not happy with that. It all sounds as if you may have thought, making a fool out of me. It was ridiculous. I gave it to her to use. Okay, this is what the lawsuit is about. The lawsuit is about your allegation that Mr. Lawyer put sugar in the gas tank of the car in question, causing several $1,000s worth of damage. Is that what the lawsuit's about?
Yes.
That's what he says.
That's what he's saying. So I'm just going to get some dates from you. Give me a month and year. Did you give this car, what is it, a Jeep?
Yeah, a 1990 Jeep Wrangler.
Okay. What year did you give the Jeep?
2022.
In 2022, you gave the car to, what's your first name?
Jennifer.
You gave the car to Jennifer.
Yes, I did.
And
To be wife, yes.
you were not married at the time.
No.
And you put it in her name?
Yes.
She didn't give you any money for it.
I didn't see any money transfer hand.
Didn't give you any money for it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you married when, sir? Month and year?
April 27th, 2022.
25th.
25th? I was close.
22?
April 25th.
Is it 2022?
22,
I'm
yes.
not going to send you an anniversary card. I just need the month and the year. Okay. On what date did your girlfriend turn the car over to you?
In the beginning of April,
Of what year?
2022.
So the same time that he gave her the car, she gave it to you.
A month later, yes, ma'am.
I sold it.
Shh. A month later.
Yes.
I would like you, first of all, I'm going to put you outside while I take some testimony because I'm going to want to take yours later, and I don't want it to be in any way colored by what you hear now. Okay, so now, Mr. Rowans, I would like for you to tell me what conversations you had with the lovely Jennifer about the transfer of this Jeep in April of 2022 to you.
Me and Miss Lawyer, we talked about...
Jennifer
yes.
and I.
Well, Jennifer and I talked about getting a vehicle for my daughter to drive, a Jeep, but I needed a vehicle at the time, so I said I would get it.
Let's go slowly. You and Jennifer talked about getting a car for one of your daughters.
Yes.
Got that. Then very quickly you glossed over, and I didn't have a car myself at that time.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the time, I was looking at a Jeep online myself, and I sent a picture to her, a green one, and she said, oh, well, Mike gave me this Jeep. I can't drive it. It's not really, the pedals are weird. She didn't like driving it, so she said she was going to talk to Mike and see if I could buy the Jeep off of them. And I said, okay, talk to him, and I agreed. At the time, she had a vehicle, and I was looking for a vehicle. When I sent her a picture of the Jeep, she was telling me about his Jeep.
So you repeated that story once already,
So then that's how the conversation went about the Jeep.
Did you pay her for the Jeep? She stayed over in your house after they were married?
Yes.
Yes.
I have 2 children. We co-parent.
That's not co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
That's cohabiting. That's not co-parenting. There's a difference between cohabiting and co-parenting. For the Jeep?
I paid her $800 for the Jeep. She was living with him at the time.
Shh. What did I have to do? I asked you a simple question. I said, did you pay her for the Jeep?
She said she gave it to him.
Shh. How much did you pay her?
$800.
Did you give her the $800 in check or cash?
No, it's cash.
Everybody deals in cash these days. Interesting. And where were you when you gave her the cash?
I was at my house.
At your house. So she drove the car to your house.
No, I had it towed. The tires were dry rot. I had the Jeep towed to my house. She drove her car.
And that was in April of 2022.
Yes.
So the Jeep was towed to your house, and when the Jeep was deposited in your house, she gave you $800.
No, I gave her $800.
Oh, you gave her $800 in cash. Now I need the month and the day and the year when you allege that Mr. Lawyer vandalized your car by putting sugar in the tank.
Like I said, in April, I got the Jeep. And then beginning of May, I got tires put on. I was trying to get it in a running order for me to drive. And then that weekend, my witness, came to my house, and she was drinking, so she didn't drive home. She stayed there.
Just a minute. That would be May of 2022.
Yes.
Okay, but this incident happened in 2023.
22. Is it 22 or 23?
No, don't look at him.
22. It's 22.
Don't look at him.
It's 22.
22. In May of 22, what's the date in May of 2022 that his wife was staying over in your house?
May 20th.
And she stayed over in your house after they were married?
Yes.
Yes.
I have 2 children. We co-parent. She's got her own spare bedroom.
Co-parenting is not exactly what I would call it when she stays over at your house. That's not what I would call it. That's not co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
That's cohabiting. That's not co-parenting. There's a difference between cohabiting and co-parenting. She stayed over at your house because she was drunk.
Yes, showed up drunk. Later on that night, Mr. Lawyer came to my house upset that, she was at my house, which I understand that, and brought a gun with him.
No, I didn't.
And went out in my driveway. Well, him and her got into an argument.
He and Jennifer.
Yeah, went out in the driveway. He punched her a couple times. He left, and then she came back in. I talked to Mr. Lawyer about the Jeep, He was fine with it. He was telling me, well, it polishes up real nice, this and that, because I was...
When was this, after he punched his wife?
After he punched her.
After he punched his wife?
He also brought over, I got proof that he brought over the soft top for the Jeep. We've had plenty of conversations about the Jeep. He knew all about the Jeep. It's not like I got the Jeep from her without him knowing. The money went to him that I gave her for the Jeep.
Let's get to this incident that you're alleging happened. Did that happen on May 20th?
Then the next weekend, Mr. Lawyer and Jennifer came to...
Oh, then she went home.
Yeah, they were still together. They came to my house together. She dropped off something for my daughter. She was in the house, and she witnessed him putting sugar in my gas tank.
You didn't see it?
I was at work.
So the answer is you didn't see it?
No, ma'am.
Ah.
Had a police report here. It's on camera, video.
Do you have the video?
No, I have the police reports in detail. It's in detail about what the police officer
Okay,
saw.
I'm going to take a look at it. Thank you. Well, this incident didn't happen on May 20th. It happened on June 1st, according to this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was getting there. I was getting there.
Well, getting there. Yeah, you didn't get there fast enough. This show does not have an intermission. Mr. Lawyer, you were taken into police custody?
Yes, I was.
Okay, as a result of this incident?
Yes, I was.
And you had an attorney?
Yes. I pay monthly for an attorney because I own apartments, and I get sued all the time from owning apartments.
Okay, so you had an attorney representing you on this? And you appeared in court?
Yes, many times.
What happened with regard to this case? Do you have a certificate of disposition? Mr. Lawyer, there was a costs amount of $125. Did you pay that?
Yes, I paid some court costs.
Okay. And the charge was criminal mischief. And ultimately, the case was dismissed, it looks like, without prejudice.
Yeah.
What did you have to do in order to get the case dismissed without prejudice, which means they can bring it back? Did you have to perform any community service? Did you have to provide money? This doesn't tell me enough.
They just said, pay the court costs and you're free. You're done.
Pay the court costs. Okay, you know more?
Yes. The reason why they dismissed it is because I didn't show up to court. He told me this.
That the reason they dismissed it because you weren't there?
Yes. I got a text message from him. He gave me a text message telling me, thank you for not coming to court. I owe you big time.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Had he asked you not to come to court?
I didn't have to be there. They just mistakenly, since I wasn't there, they dismissed it.
If they had that much evidence.
Shh. He admits to doing the sugar.
Shh.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Lawyer, January 11th, you wrote to him, thank you, Tony. The U is in capital letters. Because you didn't show up, they threw it out. Exclamation point. I owe you for sure. Need a favor? I got your back. Haven't heard from Jen for some days now. Is everything okay? Yeah, I need the money to fix the Jeep. That Jeep was for Aubrey, and you blanked it up by putting sugar in the tank. I got an estimate for $22.95, but I'll take $1,200 to get a new tank and lines ran. If you do that, I won't pursue any further. You answered him. I have a place that can do it cheaper if you want to go that route. Then you say again, what about Jen? Is she all right? You know, I will always love her and cherish her. I don't talk to Jen hardly at all. She goes to work and sleeps all day. I already told her I'm not giving her another chance to hurt me. I only...
Break down.
Now, we're going to bring Jen back inside. It appears from these text messages that you acknowledged that you were prepared to pay something to have the car fixed as a result of the sugar being in the tank. That's a
yes.
Okay. And how much were you prepared to pay him?
I could have had it done for $400 and some if he hadn't drove it for months afterwards with the sugar in the tank, supposedly sugar, because I don't think I got any in it.
You don't think you got any in it?
No, because I was so nervous. It spilled all over the place and got it mostly all over the ground and everything.
Okie dokie. Well, that's sort of honest. All right, Jennifer, I know you're a busy girl, so stand right over there, and I'll try to make this as fast as possible. Mr. Lawyer gave you a car. You had it for a month. Tell me about the conversations you had with Mr. Owens about the car.
That
Look here.
I tried to drive it and I couldn't reach the pedals and it needed a lot of work and that I didn't think I really wanted it. And I knew that him and the kids needed a car at the time because I was doing all the driving for the whole family and I was living 30 minutes away. So since we weren't using the car, I offered to sell it to him so that he could use it for now and then we could fix it up and give it to Aubrey when it came to her time.
Did you discuss that with Mr. Lawyer first?
Yes.
First. Did you discuss it with him first? Is the question.
No, I didn't.
All right. You didn't discuss it with him first. Okay. And when there was a transfer, were you paid any money?
Yes.
How much?
$600.
$600. Check, cash, money order?
Cash.
What did you do with the $600?
I offered to give him some of it because he was fine with the whole ordeal. He was good with it. His feelings were a little bit hurt.
Just a second.
Didn't ask.
Just a second. You discussed it with Mr. Lawyer after you had already made the agreement because he didn't know anything about it. So now I sort of get it. Now we're moving forward a little bit. And two of you had sort of a falling out. You went over and stayed over with Mr. Owens for a night. You came there drunk.
I went there and seen my kids because there was an altercation somewhere else, and I was trying to get away from that man.
Were you drunk?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I asked you. I said you went over and you stayed over there because you were drunk. Now, there is information in the police report that you observed Mr. Lawyer doing something to the car.
Yes.
Okay. Now, before you were brought back inside, Mr. Lawyer sort of, at least to my satisfaction, acknowledged that he was trying to put sugar in the car, but he didn't think any got into it because there was a whole bunch around it. Right?
It didn't go like I thought it would. I thought it would just smoothly go down.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I didn't ask you anything,
Okay.
Tony.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Do you understand? Nothing. The reason I'm looking so quizzically, Mr. Lawyer, is because you swore in your answer, and I'm very happy that now being here and faced with this face, you want to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because in your answer, you say you went there to put sugar in the tank, but had a change of mind, turned around and left.
Well,
but that
yeah,
isn't true.
Well,
what happened is now, according to you, you were trying to get the sugar in the tank, but were shaking and didn't quite figure out how to do it. All right.
It was
good.
a mess.
You acknowledged in this exchange that you can get the car fixed for $1,200. That's what you said. Did you get the car fixed?
No, not yet.
You mean you've been driving it
I
around?
haven't been driving it.
Where is it?
It's in my driveway. I haven't been driving it.
For how?
Since this happened.
For how long?
Just since this happened in May.
Well, you did drive it afterwards for a short period of time.
For a little bit, maybe a week.
Listen to me.
It wouldn't start.
Pay careful attention. You were driving around in the car after the sugar was in the tank.
Yes, for a week.
For a week. And then it stopped running?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you can get it fixed for $1,200 is the exchange that you had with the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Are you together now?
No.
The two of you?
No.
No.
We are co-parenting.
We're
Co-parenting.
Co-parenting, like
We're, shh.
you said it.
Nice to co-parent. I like co-parenting.
I have
Co-parenting
my
is
own
very,
bedroom,
very...
And I pay half the bills.
Do you live in the same house?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
Because I left my apartment. Behind.
I didn't ask you anything else. I just asked you if you live in the same house. The answer is yes. All right. Okay, I've enjoyed this. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200. We're finished. Thank you very much.
This court is adjourned.
She wanted the Jeep to give to him, and not for the kids, but for him.
He needed a vehicle, and after I drove it, I didn't want it. It wasn't what I was looking for.
Honest to God, you put the sugar in and it just stuck there. And I took the funnel out and it went all over the ground and all over the place, and I don't think there was any sugar in that tank at all.
Like he said, he was all shaky. He dropped most of the sugar on the ground, and some did get in there, but I mean, I can get it fixed myself.
Well, it's been an ongoing investigation and an ongoing thing in the courts for almost a year and a half, and I'm just glad it's over with and it's done and I can get on with my life.
I thought he was a nice guy that was going to help me out and promised me a rose garden, and he gave me a bunch of thorns.
You know, it's getting harder for me as I get older. The law is relatively consistent and easy. You know, once you've been playing with it in your mind for 60 years, there are very few other stories you haven't heard, and the law remains pretty consistent. I'm really having a problem with these convoluted social situations.
They always seem to come out in court.
Ex-girlfriend, with whom I have 2 children, sold me a car that her then just older boyfriend gave her.
Turned husband.
Well, that sort of didn't work out, and now she's living in my house, but we're not living together. We're just co-parenting.
Yeah. The social structure, the social fabric has changed immensely.
It's getting very confusing.
I'll try and keep you as on top of it as I can.
Thank you, but that's your job. You asked to put the van in her name because you have unpaid fines.
Okay.
That's against the law. You knew that he couldn't have a car in his name.
I knew that he had a lot of tickets.
So you were an accomplice. That's not a question. That's a statement.
This is
Mike Taylor versus Crockett.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Taylor,
Yeah.
I read your complaint. I have several questions. for you.
Okay.
When was the last time you owned a car in your name?
October of last year.
What kind of car did you own?
2010 Lexus.
What happened to that car?
The upper and lower control arms were broke, and I couldn't drive it because I felt that it was too unsafe.
How long did you have that car?
About 4 months.
Was it insured?
Yes.
By whom?
I don't have the name of the insurance company with me, but it was insured.
Prior to that, you had that car for 4 months. What was the car you had previous to that?
Previous to that, 2000 Cadillac SDS.
On either of these cars that you had, either the Cadillac or the Lexus, had you accrued tickets and fines?
Yes.
How much?
I believe my tickets are around a couple thousand.
On both of those cars?
No, not on those cars, some cars prior.
I'm talking, well, you couldn't have registered either one of those cars, sir, if you had $2,000 in fines on other cars.
I have a photograph of the picture of the registration.
Of what?
To the Lexus on my phone.
Did you pay the $2,000 in fines on previous cars?
No.
No. Now we can get started with this case.
Okay.
This case says that you purchased a van. For whatever reason you purchased the van. The defendant was a friend of yours. You asked to put the van in her name.
She asked.
No, that's not right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Get it together, sir.
All
Would you
right.
please? I'm going to be respectful to you. You be respectful to me.
Amen.
Good. You asked to put the car in her name because you had unpaid fines and tickets and couldn't have it in your own.
Okay.
That's not an okay. That is a yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, just as long as we're getting it together.
Okay.
And she did. You bought the van. You paid $2,400 for it.
No, ma'am.
How much did you
The
pay
total
for it?
price, I have the bill of sale here. Evidence.
Says here in your complaint, sir, I paid $2,500 for the van.
Yes, I made a payment on the van since then of
May I see,
$200.
may I
Yes.
see the papers that he's showing me? I went to visit my friend in April 2022, who was a bishop, parked next to an old van at the church owned and asked if they would be willing to sell it. He said the church would sell me the van. I paid $2,500 for the van. That's your sworn complaint.
Okay.
Okay is not,
Yes.
okay is great.
Right, but they decided that they wanted $2,900. I do have, Your Honor, I do have the receipt.
I don't, listen to me, sir.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right.
The reason you put the van in the defendant's name was because legally you were not allowed to put it in yours because you had unpaid fines. And what happened, according to the defendant, is that in the time that you had the van, which was from what month and year to what month and year?
May the 1st of 2022, and she brought the police.
When did she take the van back?
May the 7th. May the 7th of this year.
And in that year, according to the defendant, she took the van back because you had, again, acquired a lot of tickets on it.
2 tickets, which I paid.
Really?
Yes, I have the receipt.
Well, then she's going to have to show me. She said you acquired $1,600 worth of tickets. Is that what you wrote?
Yes, I did write that, Your Honor.
Do you have proof of that?
I have proof as what the tickets are and what it would cost to get this van in shape.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said...
I have some here, yes, I do.
Just a second.
Okay.
Answer. At this point, he owed me $1,600 in toll fees.
Toll fees?
Do you have proof that in that year, he accrued while driving the van
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because the $1,600 was including everything that needed to be added to this van.
No, Miss Crockett.
Yes.
No, Miss Crockett. That's not what you said here. You said you took it. I'm going to read you what you wrote.
Yes, dear.
At that point, he owed me $1,600 in toll fees, and I didn't trust him to do the right thing. Before the van was completely worthless, I decided to have the police come and get it.
Yes.
So how much were the fees? You said toll fees. How much could you prove that he had accrued in toll fees? You didn't spend any money for this van. And I absolutely believe that you should have taken it back. Under normal circumstances, you should have taken it back if he accrued any tickets on the van, because you're liable for that. Yes. And he's got a miserable history with paying his fines.
Yes. Yes,
do you understand?
Yes,
yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. How much can you prove he had in toll fees?
The tickets that I have here, pictures of.
Well, show me.
Okay.
Show me. I didn't ask you for anything. Are you showing me text messages? I want to see toll fees.
That's all I have, dear, is the text messages.
From whom?
Between Edward and myself, and some pictures of the tolls, the tickets that I sent to him.
I would like to see the tickets that you sent him. That notification of toll fees.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Well, then I want to see them. Look that up. Give me the low range.
1,600 to 4,000.
Miss Crockett, it's taking you too much time to find what was clear.
All right, here's two, my dear.
There's two what?
More. Here you go, young man.
Yeah. Well, I have one, and she says to you that she got a collections notice on a ticket from September 13th in the amount of $110.17. So you need to call this lady. And then on May 5th, she says to you, your balance from other tickets would be $601.17.
No, ma'am. I have 2 tickets here. One that's $33 from Trenton. I was in Trenton. I have one that says $110.17.
Right.
I have letters here that state that she received the money.
Just a second. When did you get the fines?
I didn't get pulled over. This was like from a camera shot. And there was no toll booth in Trenton. This
How
was
come
an
it went?
overhead
Just
camera.
a second. It went to collections, sir. So if she was notified of a ticket, listen to me.
Okay.
If she was notified of a ticket, believe me, this lady notified you right away.
No, she didn't. I can prove it.
Go ahead.
The letter that she sent me said that the ticket was September the 13th, 2022. 7 months later, I have here from her one ticket that says $110.17 and another ticket that says 33. That's $143.17.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about why did it go to collections?
Because she didn't turn the money in that I stuck in her mailbox. And I have proof here that I stuck the money in her mailbox.
Just a second. On what date did you put money in her mailbox?
I have it here on March the 15th. It says...
Just a second. March?
Yes.
Just a second. March
the 26th at 5:15, I got a text message from Miss Moore. I just got it this morning, the money you put in my mailbox. I got it, but you are still late. I will send you the picture of the ticket. Now, this is the first time I gotten a ticket from her, period. The one for 33 and the one for 110. This other thing about $116, she can't show you that she sent it to me. She cannot. For her life, she can't show you that. Here are the 2 tickets that she sent, and on my phone, I have a balance of $60.17.
Oh, well, maybe
From
this
her.
says, maybe this says 60, although it looked like 601.17.
Oh, no, $60.17.
60?
It's $60, Your Honor.
$60.17?
Yes, dear.
Yes, not
Okay.
600.
That was on Friday, May 5th.
Yes. On Monday, May the 1st, I paid her $182 for insurance. Here's the letter that she sent me about the insurance
May I-
due.
This is in,
Here's another one. Wait,
just a second.
okay.
Let's start with this, Mr. Taylor. The fact that you tried to scam the Department of Motor Vehicles starts you off with a problem. Do you understand?
Yes.
With me. Starts you off with a problem. Because if you know that you're not allowed by law to register a car in your name because you have unpaid fines from whatever state you're from. What state are you from?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
From Pennsylvania. You have unpaid fines. And you try to circumvent the law by physically owning a car, having it in your possession, and being the sole driver of the car, and putting it in someone else's name to circumvent the fact that you haven't paid tickets, doesn't put you in a good place here.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
We understand that. It's like buying a car without a driver's license and saying, you know what? This is the car I want. I have no driver's license because they took my license away for drunk driving, but I need a car to get around. So I'll give you the money, you buy the car, and I'll drive it. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's against the law. So when people come into court who have already broken the law, and you ask me to find in your favor and return a car to you that you can't own, you understand? We have a problem. That's where we're starting from. Now, similarly, you were an accomplice because you knew that he couldn't have a car in his name. Are you denying that you knew he couldn't have a car in his name?
Yes, I am denying that, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Now you tell me why you thought he, uncross your arms, why you thought he needed the car put in your name rather than him owning the car himself.
Okay, this is how it went, Your Honor.
No, I asked you a question.
Yes.
I mean, do you own a car?
Yes, I do.
Did you pay for it?
Yes, I did.
Is it in your name?
Yes, it surely is.
It surely is. Who is this person?
This is my girlfriend, my neighbor, and my
Just a
friend.
second. Does she own a car?
Yes, she does.
Is it in her name?
Directly, yes, it is.
Okay, so you know that if he bought a car with money
Yes,
and said to you, put it in your name, there had to be a reason.
definitely.
What did you think the reason was?
When I got to the Allstate office to get the title change, he approached me and said, could you put it in my name because I have a lot of tickets?
That's what I just said.
Yes,
That's
but
what
I didn't know that. I knew that he had a lot of tickets. I said, I'm going to give you 3 months.
It doesn't make any difference. What you did was you knew he couldn't put it, uncross. You knew he couldn't put it in his name because, for the same reason the drunk driver couldn't put a car in their name, they had no license. He wasn't allowed to own a car unless he paid off his fines on his old cars.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were an accomplice in that by putting it in your name. That's what I'm telling you. That's not a question. That's a statement. There's a difference between a question and a statement. I'm making a statement to you.
Yes, you are.
You knew
No,
he
I
was
did not know, dear.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I did not, because when I met Mr. Taylor, he was driving a Chrysler 3000.
Who cares? He told you he couldn't put it in his name because
Yes,
of
he
the
did.
tickets.
For the tickets.
That's what.
Yes, dear.
That's exactly what I said to you. He
Yes,
told
he
you he
did.
couldn't put it in his name because of the tickets. Has he cleared up all the tickets that are in your name?
No, dear.
How much is outstanding in tickets?
Probably $50.
I don't care about $50. I mean, I care about $50, but not as much as this tape is costing to tape this case.
Is accusing his former friend, Sabra Crockett, of refusing to pay for his van after it was stolen. Sabra says she did Edward a favor, and he still owes her for parking tickets.
So, Mr. Taylor, I am disinclined to help you, but I want to know what happened to this van, just out of curiosity. Now, I know the van was stolen once and recovered. It was stolen a couple of months after you were driving it.
6 weeks after I brought it.
6 weeks. It was sad. And then you got it back, got it out of impound, a couple of parts or whatever. But you were still driving it because you drove it for a year after it was stolen the first time. You took it back more recently because you say you got these tickets, whatever. You took it back. It wasn't smart of you to do it in the first place if you knew that he was breaking the law by having this car.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to the van?
I retrieved the van.
Yes, I know you did.
And with the police.
On what date did you go and get the van?
I got the van on May 3rd, 2023.
No.
Where is it now?
Somebody stole it, Your Honor.
From where?
In front of my house.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I do, dear.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Here you go, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This young man here.
Okay. And Allstate is the insurer.
Yes, dear.
Did you advise Allstate that it was stolen?
Yes, I did.
And what happened?
They gave me a claim number and said they'll call me in a couple days.
And did they call you? Or you waiting for the call?
I was waiting for the call, yes. Dear.
Oh, well, then you have to wait, sir. If you get any money, you have to give it to him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I have talked to Allstate, but it was only, what is it, liability on it? No other?
Well, that would not be my problem. That would be his problem. You put insurance on this.
Yes, I pay every month.
It depends upon what kind of insurance you have.
$80
If you get any money back from Allstate for the van, listen, this just happened. We're talking about something that happened 23 days ago. You're not a priority for Allstate. So I don't know whether they're going to give you any money or not. It depends upon his insurance. All I'm telling you is if you get any money for this stolen van, it belongs to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Has he cleared up all the tickets that are in your name?
No, dear.
How much is outstanding in tickets that you can prove?
Probably $50.
I don't care about $50. I mean, I care about $50. Okay. I care about $50, but not as much as this tape is costing to tape this case. So you understand that if you get the check and if you had insurance to cover your van, sir, pay attention. If you had insurance to cover your van, I'm directing her to turn that money over to you if she gets it.
Yes.
If she doesn't get it, you get nothing.
Okay. But how would I know if she got it?
Well, you trusted her to put the car in her name, didn't you?
But I can't, Your Honor, can I show you this here where I don't owe anything for tickets?
I don't care.
No,
you
I'm just
understand?
saying.
I don't care.
Okay.
You do owe for your old car's tickets.
Okay, yes.
You
but I'm
do
saying
owe
concerning-
thousands of dollars for your old car's
Yes,
tickets.
I agree.
All I'm saying to you is that if you had full coverage on this van instead of just liability, if you hit somebody, she should get a check for a stolen car. If you do not have that on the van, she will not. So I would suggest that we will prepare an order for this car that you can send to Allstate, which is your insurer, that if there is a check, her insurer, which if there is a check, that check should be forwarded to you. Whether they will do that or not, I don't know. But I doubt very much whether you were paying for anything other than the minimum liability on this van. Would that be right?
Yeah, that's right. But
then you would get nothing. Then you would get nothing. She doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Got stolen.
I knew nothing about it being stolen.
Well, just so that you
Until
know,
now.
this is the police report. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take it back now. Got it?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
Well, the judge made a good decision.
I think the judge did a marvelous job.
Well, I just didn't pay it. That's just telling the truth.
Because he knew I had a valid driver's license and I could drive and he couldn't.
She never intended on giving me the title.
I went to his church and I had the police to meet me there and I had the title, registration, and the insurance card.
I learned that you can't trust everybody.
This is a lesson learned. Do not sign for anything unless you check out all the facts.
Okay, I just have a little bone to pick with your analogy of, I understand the analogy that you made between driving drunk and covering for someone who's unable to drive under the law for having a DUI or, you know, something of that nature. But when you liken it to parking tickets, I understand under the law equally that person would be unable to register a car for those two reasons. But I feel like with a DWI, you're making an active choice to get behind the wheel when you know that you're drunk and you're endangering the lives of others. With parking tickets, there's a lot of factors, socioeconomic factors, that play into why someone might not be able to afford their parking tickets. Now, before you get to the counterpoint of he bought 2 more cars after that, I'm not saying that this situation warrants my counterpoint, but I do think that it's something to consider, is that a DWI is something very serious, that you're taking an active role in your own criminal behavior,
you're endangering
others.
You're endangering others. I would agree with you. When you come into a court of law and equity, equity means you want a fair result to happen. So you're sort of throwing yourself on the court and saying, I want you to do justice. And before you do that, you're supposed to come in with
clean hands.
Right. And he clearly couldn't do that because the whole scheme with the car is to avoid personal responsibility, paying your tickets so that you can have a car, so that you don't park next to a fire hydrant in a handicap spot, you know, in a fire zone. You're not supposed to do that. That also places people at risk, but not in the same way as drunk driving. But it's...
I understood the analogy.
You're not supposed to, not here anyway, break the law and then come into court and ask for my help in equity when you've broken the rules.
The same court you're defrauding.
Yep. And she was really a co-conspirator.
I don't even think she realized until you said it 3 times.
No, I don't think she realized. She realized it either. I'm not sure. She was supposed to be a church member or whatever, a friend. I'm not so sure that there wasn't a little bit more there. I don't know. I don't know. But I certainly wouldn't, for anyone, put a car in my name and be responsible for it and let you drive if you have a history of being irresponsible.
You wouldn't even do that for me, I don't think.
No, you don't have to think about that. I would not do that for you. I wouldn't put a car in my name for you.
I had gone into his comic book store looking to sell the comic books.
He took some of the comics.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to them?
I cannot confirm.
Hundreds were missing. What happened to his comic books? Either they were lost, stolen, eaten by trolls. Mr. Romero, what do you do for a living, sir?
Ma'am, I'm retired. I did 34 years with LAPD.
You married man?
Yes, ma'am. My wife is right next to me.
She a working lady?
She was. She retired from LAPD as well after 29 years as a detective.
And what do you do, sir?
I own the comic book store Brave New World Comics in Santa Clarita, California.
Would you take a look at that, Sarah? How long have you owned the store, sir?
Since August of 2017.
And I have to tell you that I don't know much about comic books. It's just comic books, or you also trade trading cards?
Oh, we do comic books.
Just a second. We're not auditioning here, sir. There's only one star here, that's me. So let's bring it down a notch, unless for some reason you can't. Because, you know, you're dealing with somebody who's going to have to make a judgment based upon what I hear as to whether or not you're an honest guy or not an honest guy. So far, I'm not getting a good feeling. And it's your presentation. I have no preconceived notion of you at all, okay? So let's bring it down a notch. You also do trading cards.
Oh, we do sports. We do games for the community, yes. Sports cards, trading cards, Pokemon, Magic cards, yes, ma'am.
Just enthusiastic about comics.
He trades everything.
Yeah, and the website is a well laid out comic books, graphic novels, graded items, books, toys and games, all that sort of thing. They also, just for later, do have an appraisals page. They have an appraisals page on their website that says that it's $25 for a 10-minute evaluation at the store, $100 for an hour evaluation, I'm assuming however much time it takes to appraise.
Okay, good. What training or education did you have when you started your business in comics and trading cards? I know a little bit about that because one of my children was very interested in trading cards for a while. So I'm marginally aware of that. What special training do you have in appraisal of comic books, trading cards?
I've owned my business for almost over 6 years now.
Well, that
Prior
doesn't
to
give you any training whatsoever. What training did you have when you opened your business?
I worked for 2 publishers prior to owning my businesses.
2? Just a second. What did you do for them?
So you ask how I am qualified to appraise. So one of my jobs with these companies was to facilitate signings with a grading company, and I would facilitate these signings to ensure the books were very high grade that we would submit.
So what you're telling me is you did on-the-job training?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I ask that question is because Mr. Romero had an extensive comic book collection, which he decided that he wanted to donate to charity. And I assume take part of that off as a deduction on your taxes, correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, you had something like 1,700
Yes,
comic
ma'am.
books.
1,766 comic books.
And you decided, or your wife decided, that it was time to get rid of these from your house. I don't know who decided to get rid of them. But if you wanted to donate them to charity, which charity did you designate?
The charity was called the Book Truck, Inc.
You're looking that up, right? Just for my information, how did you get to them rather than the Heart Association, the ASPCA, Stand Up to Cancer? How did you get to Book Truck Inc.?
Yes, ma'am. So how I came to this nonprofit organization was a suggestion from the defendant, because I had gone into his comic book store looking to sell the comic books, and he wasn't interested.
Okay, so you went in on what date to his?
It was sometime in October, ma'am. I don't have
October of 2023.
2022.
Okay, you remember that?
I recall him coming in stating that he had to collect. Yes, I recall him. Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a lot of coffee today, sir?
I did, actually, in the trailer, yes, a lot of coffee.
You know, I could tell you had a lot of coffee.
I did.
I could tell that you're really over-coffeed. So you remember, Mr. Legal, that he came in looking to sell you his comic book collection, and you said you were not interested.
Correct.
Okay. Then you did what?
Then, Your Honor, he suggested that I donate the comic books to a nonprofit organization that he had worked with called the Book Truck, Inc. That was in Long Beach, and he knew the founder and director. Her name was Elizabeth Draga. That's D-R-A-G-G-A.
So he suggested this charity.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he say how he was acquainted with this charity, the person who ran it? Did you ask what it did? What was its mission?
Yes, ma'am. I did ask him. He said that he had donated books on prior occasions to the organization, and it's a teen advocacy nonprofit. And what they do, Your Honor, is they give books and comic books to children and kids that are in underserved communities.
Did you verify that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay.
So the book truck it says it increases literacy skills among foster care, homeless, and low-income teens in order to create a pathway out of poverty. They're given books.
They're given comic books.
Well,
Just a second, let me just understand this. They're giving comic books to young people to create a pathway out of poverty.
Well, it doesn't specifically say comic books.
No, could you?
It doesn't specifically say comic books.
Say it to me one more time. I have to absorb this.
Okay. The book truck increases literacy skills among foster care, homeless, and low-income teens in order to create a pathway out of poverty. It's not only comic books.
No, I understand that. But he's suggesting the donation of 1,700 comic books to help teens.
They don't specify what types of books they accept, I guess.
Yeah, but he was recommending comic books.
Yes, ma'am.
For this mission.
Yes,
to
ma'am.
help people out of poverty.
Yes, ma'am.
Is countersuing for an unpaid appraisal fee.
Okay, it's illegal. Who do you know in Book Truck Inc.?
So my...
That's a name.
Yes, Elizabeth as well.
Elizabeth what?
Draga.
How do you know her?
When the pandemic hit in 2020, I decided to reach out to a charity to try and work with during that time. I explained to her what I did. And
What do you do?
Own a comic book store. And essentially, I also learned how to read through comics, and I'm a pretty good reader. So I kind of believe in this. But anyway, we worked with them back in 2020, and we worked with my customers and myself. My store donated a whole lot of books, and our customers came in and donated their own collections. During this time, I did wait.
Put that very sweet thing down.
I would just like to point out, ma'am, this started by you questioning my character, and I just wanted to point out by saying I was recognized by the County of Los Angeles, Catherine Barger, for my work with the book truck in 2020, just based on how much we donate.
Okay, very good. Now let's get back to the hustle. Okay, so now you bring your comics, 1,700 of them, to the defendant's place of business.
I didn't do that right away, ma'am. I did a little bit of research, given my background. I contacted Ms. Draga, and I spoke to her, and I wanted to find out more about her organization and what it was trying to achieve. And I liked the message. I liked her mission, so I decided that's where I wanted.
You spoke to her on the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
So you spoke to Elizabeth.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, on what date did you bring your comic books to Mr. Legal?
That was on January the 19th, ma'am.
And what he was supposed to do is give you an appraisal so that you could take that off your taxes. And he was supposed to send the comic books to Book Truck Inc.
That's correct, and there's a little bit more to that, though, ma'am.
Well, what's more to it?
Well, before I brought the comic books to Mr. Legal here, I did ask Ms. Draga if he was trustworthy.
Now, I don't, listen.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't tell me you were a lieutenant and
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
trying to introduce hearsay into a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So before I took the comic books in, I went to Mr. Legal, the defendant, and I told him that I needed a written appraisal for the collection per my tax account.
Of course, your accountant said you need an appraisal. He said, I'll do an appraisal.
And Mr. Legal said that he would do it for free.
Fine, and?
But he wouldn't give me a written appraisal. He said, I don't do written stuff.
Well, you advertise, sir, on your website that you do appraisals and how much you charge for them. What's the point of doing appraisals?
I didn't say that.
Okay, he brought you the comic books?
Yes.
Great. Did you give him an appraisal?
Yes.
Written?
Yes. And
Show
I
me.
initialed all of it.
Show me.
Your Honor, if I may interject, that appraisal, I did that.
Just
and
a
there's a
minute.
story behind it.
Just a second.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
going to show me something. What do you mean you did this? This is on his stationery.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm the one that wrote up the appraisal because he wouldn't do one, and we discussed it, and what we agreed to is that I would write the cover letter because that's what my tax account had asked for. And I told the defendant I could take the information off of his website, which he agreed to. And then I itemized every single comic book per the accountant. I then asked the defendant, well, what source should I use? And he said to use this guide, which I went out and purchased. This is the Bible and the comic book.
Great. So you prepared this. He initialed each page that it's coming from an appraiser. You did it. You were going to present this to your accountant
Yes, ma'am.
as proof of how much money your collection was for the purposes of your deduction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And this was done 1/19/2023. And what was the total?
It was $16,709.
Okay. And did you give that to your accountant?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Okay. And your accountant's name is what?
His name is David.
Great. And when did you give it to him?
Just recently when we did our taxes.
Just recently, because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
prepared your taxes.
Yes, ma'am.
He probably has not returned your taxes to you to send away, or has he?
He has, Your Honor.
He has. You have a copy of those?
No, I do not.
Okay. So now what I'd like you to tell me is what's the problem?
Well, the problem, ma'am, is when we agreed on the value of the collection, I told the defendant...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing him for $5,554 because he took some of the comics from your collection.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you claim. How much money did you take off of your taxes? If he gave you an appraisal of $16,700, how much did you allege that you donated to charity?
The amount was $11,000 And $93 is what was submitted for a charitable contribution, Your Honor.
Well, that's by your accountant, but you had an appraisal for 16.7.
I sent the modified version of it.
Who modified it?
I modified it by crossing out the comic books that would not be part of that appraisal because they were missing.
You're going to have to show me that.
I have it right here, Your Honor.
You have what?
This is the revised appraisal that makes a notation that the donation does not have the full 1,766 comic books that I was only able to recover from to defend.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean recover? You mean you took them back?
A portion of them, ma'am.
What did you do with them?
I donated those to the charitable cause, ma'am, which, as I indicated before, it was 1,318 comic books that I was able to donate.
What charitable cause, sir?
The Book Truck, Inc.
You donated them to Elizabeth.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you have no objection to my calling your accountant, do you?
No, ma'am.
And your accountant will tell me that the amount that they took as a charitable deduction was not 16.7. How much was it?
The amount, ma'am, was $11,093.
And that $11,093 is what David is going to tell me he took off your taxes.
Yes, ma'am.
And he took off your taxes based upon a modified appraisal.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see the modified appraisal.
I have that right here.
Give her David's number.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarah, you're going to take him in the back for a minute. Take him. I'm going to get David on the phone. He's going to tell David that you can speak to him. I want to find out what he took off on his taxes. Just ask him the amount. Go in the back.
I offered to donate to resolve the situation, the missing quantity of comics, in equal value, and he refused, in his name.
High on life, high on coffee, long on hustle.
Andrew is countersuing Manuel for an unpaid appraisal fee.
Okay.
So she was able to help me, the secretary. She said it did not break down. I asked specifically about the comic book collection, not any of his other charitable donations. She said it wasn't broken down in that way, that she only has the final number of all of the charitable donations for the year. But that number that she gave me was $11,625, only about $500 off from what the plaintiff said.
Okay, so now the ball is back in your court, Mr. High on Life and Coffee. So let me tell you what this shows me. This shows me that you gave him an appraisal and signed off on it as to what comic books you were taking into your custody for the purposes of this charity. When he finally got his comic books to Elizabeth, there were comic books missing. Her name is on the attached list of what comic books were missing from the collection. Now, I want you to understand that I do not believe that this man took comic books out of his own collection. So it would lead a person of marginal intelligence, which I like to think I have, that somewhere between the initial 1,700 and what was ultimately given to Elizabeth, who signed off on the revised appraisal, were few hundred less. What happened to them?
So.
Not a so. Just tell me what happened to them.
So he dropped them off at the end of January of 2023. The appraisal was done. He left them there. At that point in time, I made contacts with Elizabeth, and we could not get in touch with each other. She actually had an incorrect email.
Shh.
And
please tell me what happened to his comic book.
I had to move my entire storage space in my unit out of my store.
You moved all of your inventory.
Correct. Everything. Our donations.
You moved everything out of your store.
Correct. We have a loft for storage.
And?
We moved it into our storage space.
And?
It sat there for 10 months until I went and retrieved it for Manuel to get.
But some were missing.
So he claims there are.
Just a second. There were. Elizabeth vouches for the fact that they were missing. What happened to the other comic books?
I cannot confirm. So what happened? We had to rebox everything.
If you can't confirm what happened to the comic books that will help people get out of poverty, then those were given to you and you are responsible for them. If you put them in a storage space, rebox them, regroup them, or forgot who they belonged to, some of the expensive ones, and maybe one of your employees decided that they wanted to be lifted out of poverty, so they lifted the comic books. But this is, in effect, a bailment. You have a responsibility to say where those comic books went to, sir.
And I contacted him to have them picked up. I contacted Elizabeth to have them picked up. And I was being threatened by my landlord. I would be evicted if I didn't get that stuff out of my space. I just
want you to tell me, so you got it out of your space. Elizabeth got some of them. Just a minute. Elizabeth got some of them. A substantial number were missing. What happened to them?
These were dropped off at my store in January. I did not hear from him until June.
Who cares? That doesn't tell me what happened to the comic books.
I made multiple efforts to get them out of. We had to unbox them, put them in smaller. This is everything. I was being threatened of being evicted.
Just
if we didn't clear it out.
I asked you what happened to his comic books.
They were moved from my business into our storage unit.
And so the answer is, you don't know what happened to them.
They were donated.
No, not according to Elizabeth. Not all of them. Either they were lost, stolen, eaten by trolls. You don't know. Elizabeth is lying. Pick from the menu.
Your Honor, when Manuel returned to my store in June of 2023, it was a very aggressive exchange. I offered to donate to resolve the situation out of my own stock, the missing quantity of comics in equal value, and he refused in his name.
High on life, high on coffee, long on hustle. What's the difference in the value, Mr. Romero, of the comic books? Is that what you're suing for, based upon his appraisal?
Yes, ma'am.
$5,554.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a counterclaim, money owed for an unpaid appraisal fee.
Correct.
There was no contract for an appraisal fee. Is that correct? If there is, I'd like you to show it to me.
The appraisal fee was waived as the intent was for this to be donated.
Well,
Another thing,
once something is waived, it's dead. Counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff. A little bit, $5,554. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
I don't agree with it.
Wonderful decision. I feel vindicated. Something that was wrong was made right today.
He left his stuff abandoned after multiple contacts to come and pick it up, and I don't know why I'm held accountable for this.
I knew there's something wrong here, and he's taking advantage of me and the charity.
I felt a little bamboozled, like I did a free appraisal, and now he's getting cash. It's kind of backwards to me, honestly. I think this is truly an example. If any small business owners are watching this, truly no good deed goes unpunished. Get everything in writing and get that contract.
The truth always comes out, thanks to Judge Judy.
You know, that's really a good thing, like donating your car. I mean, he could have sold the comic books. He's retired. She's retired. They could go to fairs and sell the comic book. Decided, get them out of the house. She said, get these things out of the house. And
still not right to be misrepresented, you know, the charity when they think they're getting this portion. And I was glad, I think I was making the call when you were reviewing the revised appraisal that Elizabeth had signed off on. Sure, but I'm glad that he went through that trouble to have her sign off. And once we came back and all the numbers cleared out, it was very honest of him to not claim the $16,000 off on his taxes, which he could have done with the initial appraisal. He said, that's not right. I know that these are missing. Some of the higher value ones are missing. Went to Elizabeth, the charity owner, went over it with her. That must have taken a lot of time. Had her initial each one, and ultimately only submitted to his accountant what he honestly donated. So good for him, and I think
he was having a fight with his girlfriend. You called the police.
I could hear the entire argument from my unit.
Mind your business.
She didn't say, don't put the knife in my face, don't point the gun at me. They were having a fight.
I have videos of him spitting on my door.
You started harassing him.
But why can't he leave me alone is my question.
He should. Then you should leave him alone.
I agree.
Previously on Judy Justice.
Tell me, sir, when the problem first started with the defendant.
It started for me when a police officer showed up at my house.
When did you start to have a problem with him?
He was using marijuana outside, so he would be smoking outside and they'd be coming into my windows, and my entire unit smelled like marijuana.
After reporting his drug use to the police, comments have go kill yourself have been made through my security camera. Now I'll see your video.
You want to tell me to go kill myself? And my camera call me back? Every day.
Just a second. Who are those people?
The person with the flannel was my dad, who seconds prior was attacked outside in the parking lot.
I don't know about that or not. How many times had you called the police on him? Because you see, you hadn't had any trouble with him, which is what I'm having a problem wrapping my head around.
And now, the conclusion. Douglas Auerbach is suing his neighbor, Rachel Capron, for lost wages, false charges, attorney fees, and harassment.
Okay. When was your call to the police that he was smoking marijuana?
The first one was May 23rd of 22 is when they're noted in the police report, and I have a copy of that.
And then he cursed you. That's clear. That's in here. Have been made through my security camera. He watches me from his windows when I walk outside.
And me.
I see your mother shaking her head, yes.
Regarding the stalking, I hadn't seen my parents in a while, and they came over to go out to dinner together. And they showed up. I walked outside of my unit to get into my dad's car, and Mr. Auerbach came out and said to my dad, and that's when that last video that you saw was him saying, "Leave my daughter alone."
But the truth is, from his perspective, madam, you had been harassing him. Do you understand that? He had had no trouble living in his apartment from 2006. You move in and you don't like the fact that he's doing something that is not illegal,
It was
but is
illegal at the
smelling up
time.
your house. Well, the first time you called was in May of 2022. When did marijuana become legal in your state?
I believe it was November 8th of 23.
It was November 7th, 2023.
Medical became years before that. I have a medical card.
Well, everybody can get a medical card, but that
But-
means,
doesn't
it means
matter.
you
I'm
have,
following
but it
the
means you
rules.
have one. Do you have,
Absolutely.
Did you ever show anyone your medical marijuana card?
No.
Would you like to show it to me?
Sure.
I'd like to see it.
Is it dated?
Yeah, he has a Ohio medical marijuana registry, and it was issued October 2nd, 2021. Would you like to see it?
Thank you.
Just for my information, Mr. Rabak, the defendant has already told me why she called the police the first time, which is about this fight that you had with your then girlfriend. How long had you been with this girlfriend?
3 or 4 years.
Did she live with you?
She did.
Had the police ever been called prior to the defendant moving in?
Never.
And I have to tell you, I'm not necessarily faulting you if you were legitimately concerned over the safety of someone, but it turned out that it was a fight and an overreaction. She was accusing him of doing certain things in a very loud way, and he was fighting with her. And so I'm not going to fault you for being proactive, but you have to understand from his perspective, you were a Badinsky. When you call the police and say, there's a woman and I'm fearful that something is happening to her, and it was a domestic dispute, a shouting match, you can understand from his perspective that was a bit of an overkill.
Right. It was just extremely loud, and the door was left wide open. I could hear the entire argument from my unit. And it went on for a long time.
What you may do is, if you're calling, you can report something as being loud, like playing loud music. They're screaming and we're hearing them. And it looks to me as if there are lots of units there. As far as you know, no one else called the police about this argument, just you. So you can understand from his perspective that that's a form of harassment. And you can understand that from his perspective, since he has a legal marijuana card that was issued a year before, and I'm not going to ask him why, because, you know, you can say you have an ingrown toenail and get a medical marijuana card. But he was not doing anything illegal. And then you say that there were people coming in and out of his unit. Do you have any video of that?
I do not.
No.
That was before I got the Ring camera, before the harassment.
What do you mean? So your concern was, and your reporting was, these are foreigners coming into his apartment, and the connotation was that he was a drug dealer.
I saw one.
That was the connotation, right?
Yes.
Yes. After you called the police at least those 2 times, you wrote to the HOA, and you're telling me that after all of that, you think he should be a pleasant neighbor?
Your Honor,
what is that?
Does she have to live like this?
No, she should probably move closer to you.
Douglas harassed her, causing emotional distress.
And so what you're telling me, as soon as you got the Ring camera, the people stopped coming? He went out of business?
I didn't see people coming anymore. He hated the camera. And the one person that I saw show up at his house was knocking on his door. His old girlfriend had answered the door, and he was doing this like nodding out motion. And I was scared. I live, like you said, our doors are less than 20 feet apart from one another. And there's this guy outside his front door that is clearly impaired from something. And needing him.
Mind your business.
Shh.
Mind you. If I have to go outside and let my dog outside, I should be able to do that without running into these foreign people that are coming to his home, or running into him, cussing me out, calling me every name under the sun. And
Madam, you
spitting on
have
my
to
door.
understand, I'm going to tell you, and your mother is nodding and agreeing with you, he did not precipitate this hostility. I know that you feel as if he did, but he didn't. He was having a fight with his girlfriend. You called the police. According to you, he had people coming to his house. You have no proof of that, but they were foreign people. They made you uncomfortable. You called the police. After you called the police at least those 2 times, you wrote to the HOA asking for them to intercede on your behalf to tell him to move his cars out of the front of your building. You felt uncomfortable enough because evidently he's going to tell me that somebody from the pharmacy board came to his house as a result of complaints that you filed, and it could have cost him his license. It ultimately did not, but it could have. And you're telling me that after all of that, you think he should be a pleasant neighbor?
Your Honor,
what is that?
Does she have to live like this?
No, she should probably move closer to you. She should probably move closer to you. He's been living there well over a decade. He had no trouble. And he wasn't doing anything illegal, and he wasn't doing anything that necessitated police intervention, both of which your daughter sought. Do you understand? She didn't know he had a medical marijuana card. And I never fault people if they have a legitimate fear that somebody, man or woman, is being threatened. But what she heard was an argument.
I heard an argument, and I was fearful of what was happening.
Well, that's not his problem. That's your problem that you're fearful. What you actually told me that you heard was this woman with whom he had lived shouting at him that he was a predator and that he made up a false Facebook page. This is his domestic partner, that she evidently found out, according to the argument that you relayed, that he was doing something sub rosa that was sketchy. She didn't say, don't put the knife in my face, don't point the gun at me, stop chasing me. They were having a fight. So you have to understand, from his perspective, you started it, and he reacted by being crude. But despite the fact that your mother thinks you're in the right, you started harassing him for no legal reason. That's from his perspective. You had no legal reason to call the police on him the first 2 times, and I don't know how many times you called the police after that. So I think you're absolutely right. I think you should not have to be in a place where you feel uncomfortable walking out with your dog. He's not moving. He's lived there. And if you find his conduct reprehensible, as your mother does, and as actually I find being cursed at, through whether it's through a Ring camera or in person, I find that distasteful. It's not going to get any better. So you're a young woman. If you're truly unhappy, sell your apartment and move.
I shouldn't have to move because of...
Well, he's not going to have to move.
But why can't he leave me alone is my question.
Just a second. He should leave you alone, and you should leave him alone.
I agree.
But you started it.
I started
Do
it
you
because
understand?
I was scared. I live by myself, Your Honor.
No. The first time you called the police, you weren't scared. Well, you weren't scared that you smelled marijuana in your apartment, that the windows were open. You came home from work and your apartment smelled for marijuana. You weren't mad. You were annoyed. That started it. You didn't have any trouble with him before. And then the foreign people who were coming to his door, you know, that's a serious allegation. Serious. So do I think he behaved like a gentleman? No. Do I think that you overreacted to situations that caused him to have to hire a lawyer? The answer is absolutely yes. And since it's not going to get better, since those things are in stone already, he's already been involved with the police, he's already been involved with the courts, he's already been involved with the board that governs his livelihood because of allegations that you made, and that's not going to go away. Because if he's accused and the underlying allegation with people, as you said, coming to his door and somebody bowing to him, which is the motion that you made, a bowing motion, and if the police contacted or somebody else contacted the governing board that governs his license, that all was precipitated because of you. And I'm not condoning the foul language, the talking into your Ring camera, all of that. But this bad blood exists. It's not going to go away. So why should you have to? You shouldn't have to. Why should he? Because it's not going to stop.
I've looked at moving recently.
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Meanwhile, I don't find any of the allegations that you described for the first two reasons to take him to court had any validity. How much did the lawyer cost you?
$3,000, Your Honor.
I saw that in here, his bill for $3,000. I have to tell you, Mr. Raubach, I haven't really addressed you yet. And you can hear that I have a certain amount of sympathy for your position because the two things that she alleged that you did to cause her to call the police on 2 occasions before she filed a complaint against you, there was nothing illegal about your behavior.
Correct.
That's according to her. There was nothing illegal about your behavior. So I don't think that you should have to pay a lawyer. I think she should have to pay your lawyer. But I think that what I saw on the camera was a crude reaction. Crude.
And it's every day.
It was
every day.
It was precipitated by you.
Does she have to continue to be treated this way and continue to be prescribed anti-anxiety medication due to the severe harassment that this man causes her every single day?
I think she should move close to you.
Does he have to continue? Can you just tell him to stop?
For years, Douglas says he's lost thousands of dollars to defend himself from Rachel's false accusations.
Now, it was precipitated by your actions. I'm telling him it's a crude reaction, all of which was precipitated by you for him doing nothing that was illegal or required police intervention. If somebody called the police on me and I wasn't doing anything wrong, and as a result of that, I had to hire a lawyer to defend me, I would be royally annoyed. I wouldn't use that kind of language. I would probably do something more vengeful, but I would do it so that it couldn't be traced back to me. But you and your mother both have to understand, while his reaction was certainly ungentlemanly, crude, and probably continues to be, it was precipitated by your actions.
I have videos of him spitting on my door, hundreds of him spitting on my door. So when
That's
I go
a lie.
to walk, it's not a lie. I have it all on
Just a
video right
second.
now.
Stop.
I can't tell you that I approve of his crude conduct. I don't. But the first 2 allegations that you made against him that required him to go to court, it looks like, on at least 7 or 8 occasions, and hire a lawyer.
I have a paper lawyer too.
I don't care. You started it. He had to go to court to defend himself against something that was not illegal. What do you want?
Can I just ask one question, Judge?
Sure. You have to
you-
stand up and ask me a question.
My daughter has been changed for 2 years due to the harassment.
Do you understand what
I
I'm saying?
understand what you're
so
saying.
what's your question? Don't make a statement. What's your question?
Does she have to continue to be treated this way and continue to be prescribed anti-anxiety medication due to the severe harassment that this man causes her every single day?
I think she should move close to you.
Does he have to continue? Can you just tell him to stop?
Just, I can tell him to stop. It's not going to mean anything to him if I tell him to stop. And your daughter has had a hearing. Maybe she has to go back. If she has proof that she wants a protective order, that he's doing something illegal, let her refile, or let her do the smart thing, let her sell her apartment and move. That's what I would advise one of my children. He's not going to move, and as long as they live right opposite each other, there's going to be acrimony. I wouldn't live like that. I really wouldn't live like that, nor would I encourage one of my children to live like that. He's been living there since 2008 or six. He's not moving. And what precipitated this whole hostility, he probably has a short fuse. He probably is relentless in getting even.
Yes.
You have to acknowledge that your daughter started the trouble.
I understand, but isn't
No,
there a
not
point...
do you understand. Do you understand and agree with it?
I agree, but can't it stop after 2 years?
Well, once the Hatfield and McCoys started to fight, they continued to fight until a lot of people were dead. And it seems to me life has enough challenges so that if you can extricate yourself from a major stressor, you do that. Okay, we're finished. Mr. Raubach, I don't think that you should have had to pay for a lawyer for the first instance that brought you to court. Based upon what she tells me, you were engaged in no illegal conduct at the time she brought you to court, so she's going to pay for your lawyer. I don't have to entertain your counterclaim because that counterclaim is based on the same allegations that were already heard by another court, and the case was dismissed. If you have fresh allegations and want to continue this lunacy, and you have further proof, file for another protective order. Maybe this one will be granted. And I wouldn't live in a situation where I felt uncomfortable. I mean, he's a man, you're a woman, you're younger, you're about the same size. So it's not a David and Goliath situation. But one of you is going to move, and clearly he's not. He's been living there almost 20 years, right? Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. We're finished. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
I've been living in misery for 2 years. I called the police simply because I was concerned for my safety, and I guess I'll have to continue living with the current...
And, you know, she's gonna have to deal with it.
Severe anxiety, panic attacks. I'm scared to go outside to let my dog out, scared to let the trash out, take the trash out. It's just anxiety in my own home that I pay for all the time.
Leave me alone. Don't talk to me, ignore me, get on with your life.
I feel like a prisoner in my own home. I'm scared to be in my house when I'm home.
People should just mind their own business.
It is an absolute living hell.
You know, Sarah, I actually feel sorry for the defendant. I wouldn't like to live that way. For whatever reason, she called the police the first time because it was loud. You know, I don't know whether I would call the police. I would close my door and turn up the music a little bit because there was nothing threatening in that conversation. If anything, she sounded like his ex-girlfriend was threatening him. And would I be annoyed if my next-door neighbor was smoking cigars and my apartment reeked from cigar smoke because it crept under? Would I be annoyed? I would be. But if it's not illegal, then it's not worth a phone call.
Yeah, I think people should think twice about the consequences and how long, like we've seen here, those consequences can go on for as a result of involving law enforcement in, you know, petty disputes.
Probably
really be sure when you make that call, you know, that you have
not just
everyone's
annoying.
best interest and it's from a good place.
Right.
And I think it was from a good place with her, but I think she was a little nosy Nelly.
And certainly, what she says, she saw foreigners. Just, I don't know what that means.
People are allowed to have whoever they want come and go from their residence.
Your giant leap is that he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Well, those things would be irritating, certainly if they were not true.
Yeah.
And was he crude, rude in response? He was crude, rude in response.
But he didn't call the police on her for any
No,
of her
he
behavior
just-
in retaliation.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Anyway,
it's
I
just
feel sorry
unfortunate.
for her, and I really think she should move.
Yeah, I do
Because
too.
he's not. Police stopped you in your car. They found 2 handguns. They put you in jail. Who did you call?
My father.
No, you called your daddy. You called your daddy and you said, come and get me out. I'm in jail now. Don't be a wise guy with me, because I eat people like you.
Hello, Judge. Case 3087, Naves versus Naves.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How old are you, Mr. Naves?
25.
How long have you been living at home with your mother and father?
All my life.
Are you still living there?
Not right now at the moment, no.
Where are you living?
With my grandma in Van Nuys.
And you left because you had a disagreement with your father.
A huge argument, yes, ma'am.
Some time ago, you're going to tell me the date, police stopped you in your car, correct?
Correct.
On what date was that?
About 2 years ago, Super Bowl Sunday, on February 14th.
On Valentine's Day,
I believe so, ma'am.
2022.
2022, yes.
And you were stopped because, according to what I read, you were smoking, but you must have been smoking something other than cigarettes.
Marijuana, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. In what state do you live?
California.
Was smoking marijuana in a car? You were the driver of the car, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that illegal in the state of California?
I believe so.
I would say so, just like you can't have a bottle of vodka and drinking it while you're driving. And when the police stopped you for committing a crime, which endangered a lot of people because, you know, when you're not totally together, you're not supposed to be driving a car, they found 2 handguns.
Correct.
Who else was in the car? It's not funny. I happen to not think it's funny. I know that you think it's funny, but it's not funny.
I mean, I got off scot-free, so I'm not facing 10 years.
How many other people were in the car?
I believe 4 other people had a full car.
You know how many other people were in the car. You were driving.
I just said 4, ma'am.
4 others.
Yeah, full car.
And where were the guns found, sir?
I don't know. I was not the police, so.
No, but you were in the car. Don't be a wise guy with me, because I eat people like you for breakfast. I don't think you're either cute or accomplished. You're neither cute or accomplished.
I know I'm
At
cute.
age 25, you
I'm
don't live
cute.
on your own. You either live with your mother or your father. Then when they throw you out, you go and live with your grandmother. I neither think that you're cute or accomplished. Maybe young girls do. I'm an old lady. I fail to see your attractiveness, and I fail to see how any of this is funny.
You ever see my smile, man? It's pretty attractive.
It depends. Let me ask around. You find that attractive? No. Whitney, you're younger than I am, a little bit older than Sarah. You find that attractive?
They want to keep their job.
It's not only not attractive, but when your grandmother watches that, she's going to think you're a fool, along with a lot of other people. And it's going to be my joy, my absolute joy, to fill in the blanks. So you don't know where the 2 other guns were found, and everything got thrown out. So now you have no adult criminal record.
Correct.
Did you have a juvenile criminal record? Answer the question. Did you have a juvie record? Of course you did. You know everything. Wise guys like you always have a juvie record. So when they booked you, they put you in jail. Now, as a juvie, you had been taken into custody before, but I don't think that you had been put in an adult kind of situation, in an adult facility. So let me ask you a question. Did you call your girlfriend?
Nope.
Did you call your priest?
Nope.
Did you call your family physician?
Nope.
Yeah, I'll assume, for the record, Whitney, I'm going to assume that this accomplished 25-year-old who lives under the auspices of his parents or his grandma doesn't know how to say no, or no, ma'am, or no, Your Honor. He says no. I assume, sir, that you are not a graduate of any university.
Nope.
No. See. So you didn't call any of those people. Who? They gave you a phone call. Who did you call?
I called my dad, tell him to get me out.
Just a second. You called your dad. 24 years old, and I live with you. I was smoking in the car, and they called me over, and they had 2 guns, and I'm in jail now. Yeah. What did you call your father for?
To get me out.
Why?
It's his job to protect me, right? You have kids,
What?
ma'am? You have kids, ma'am?
5 and 13 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild. And I want to tell you something. This is one of them. And the last person they would call, any of them, if they got pulled over smoking a joint and there were guns found, the very last person that they would call is me. That's the very last person they would call. And they actually consider me a pretty good mother and grandmother. But they know you're going to act like a fool, call somebody else. So you called your daddy. You called your dad. No, you called your daddy.
My father.
You called your daddy and you said, "Come and get me out." And he did. And he got you out. He paid a bail bondsman, which is what this case is about. You think this was going to be easy? Not easy. You don't mind my doing that to him, do you?
No, ma'am.
Great. Are you his mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he your only son?
He's my only son.
He's your only son. I could tell. I could tell. It's nothing against you, but you can always tell when a little boy has been pampered by his mother and thinks that he's the cat's meow, even though he's unaccomplished. And he got you out, and he got you a lawyer. And that's what this case is about, Mr. Navas.
Yes, ma'am.
This is about the bail and the money that you spent on a lawyer.
That he spent.
Jump. Don't speak.
That he
If you speak, unless I speak to you, sir, I'm going to throw you out. Do you understand?
Sorry.
Or I'm going to tell Kevin to put you in your seat.
Sorry, ma'am.
Very good. So when I speak to you, like I did before, you can answer me. Now I'm speaking to your daddy. You got a tax return and you gave it to your father. That's either a yes or a no. That's not I don't remember. I don't remember means that you're dull-witted. Are you dull-witted?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You're not dull-witted. You're a wise ass, but you're not dull-witted. Okay. So you are suing him for the $2,800 or whatever it was for the bail bondsman, and you also paid an attorney $14,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you paid this money to the lawyer and to the bail bondsman, what kind of work was your son doing?
Before that, he was working for a security company.
As a what?
In the warehouse.
So he was working at a minimum wage kind of job.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you knew that he didn't have $14,000 or $16,000. You knew that he didn't have that. And he's living with you instead of living on his own because he's not even earning enough money to have his own apartment. Correct. Or to pay for his own gas, electric, utilities, water, heat, air conditioning. So he's living in his room, in his old room.
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, the case was dismissed.
It's not completely dismissed, ma'am. The statute of limitation hasn't expired.
So is the case still pending?
Yes, because I have this email that...
Can I see what he's got?
Yes, ma'am.
So the case has not been dismissed?
No, ma'am.
The DA just hasn't filed on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, got it now. Okay, so I can't ask him anything else about these pending charges because right now his attorney's not here, and his attorney would not like for me to do that. Now, was your son still working in the warehouse when you had this incident with him that caused him to move out?
No, not when he moved out, ma'am. No.
Where was he working?
He wasn't. He got laid off.
When did he get laid off?
I gotta say, probably like August.
August of 2023?
2022.
22? Oh.
That's 23, actually. 23, actually.
Well, but this is interesting, sir.
Sorry.
Because you say in your complaint that the charges were fully dropped against him in March of 2023, but that's not so.
That's what I assume, ma'am.
Oh, no, but there wasn't, not according to this letter.
No, the reason I got that email from the lawyer, ma'am, is because I reached out to her to ask her about the bail bond exoneration letter, because my name was on the bail bond. And then that's when she sent that email stating that.
Okay. So now I want you to tell me, sir, you see, the boy, the boy says that he never had an agreement with you.
Never did.
To pay. He never had an agreement with you to pay you back. And that what you did because he's your son and you're his father. And the reason that you threw him out of the house was that you came home from work one day. What kind of work do you do?
I'm in sales, ma'am.
That you came home from work one day, he was not working, and he was, according to you, according to your papers, he was lying on the couch and smoking marijuana.
Well,
that's what you say here.
Yeah, what happened, ma'am, is it was on a weekend. I was drinking a beer, and he went out. He left, came back, and he smelled like marijuana in front of me. And I said, then that's when I asked him. I go, if you got money to buy marijuana,
how come you're not making me whole on this? You made some payments on this because when he filed his income taxes on the years before, we will keep his returns to put towards what he owned.
Just a second. Is what you're telling me that you had an agreement with him for when he got a refund on his taxes that he would give you that money?
He was making payments before.
He was making payments?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did he make in payments?
He made a total of about $2,500.
Can I see the document that you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay. This says that you did, in fact, make some payments to your father. Income tax return, and that was in April of 2023 that you did, in fact, make a payment to him of $1,222. Is that correct?
I believe so. If it says
Just
right
a
there.
second. I'm asking you a question, boy.
If it says right there, I don't recall that, so.
Okay. Do you recall that you got a refund on your taxes?
Maybe. It could have been a stimulus check. I don't know.
All right. Well, I can see I'm not getting anywhere with you because you're a moron. And what you really don't know, sir, is how to read the room. And, you know, sometimes people learn that when they're very young. Sarah learned how to read the room when she was 3. Doesn't require an education. It requires listening to what's going on around you. So if you listen to what I was asking you before, it's perfectly logical that your father might think that because you had money to go out and buy weed, you should be paying him. But in reality, he had no expectation of being repaid because you had either no job or a low-paying job. That's a perfectly reasonable thing for me to think as a parent. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But when I ask you, and I'm sure that you remember because we're not talking about something that happened 10 years ago, but a few months ago, you got a tax return, $1,200, and you gave it to your father. That's either a yes or a no. That's not I don't remember. I don't remember means that you're dull-witted. Are you dull-witted?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You're not dull-witted. You're a wise ass, but you're not dull-witted. Then you made several other payments. In April of 2022, you again gave your father $1,123. Does that sound familiar?
Nope.
No.
He could have typed that up yesterday.
He could have. Just a second. He could have. So what you're telling me is that you never made any payments to your father.
Not that I recall, ma'am.
No, that's not an I don't recall. That means that you're dull-witted. Somebody's going to hurt him one day.
Ooh.
Somebody's... Now, if you, in fact, made payments to him, you would know. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I did pay him some money when I could, when I was working, or when I got my tax return. You're a wise guy, but you're not dull-witted. So I want you to think hard. Don't give me I don't remember. Did you or did you not give your father your income tax refund in 2022 and 2023?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all we need to know. Now I know that you're just a wise guy, but you're not dull-witted. Okay. So actually, the junior...
Not a junior.
You are his junior. Your last name is Navas?
Navas.
Navas. Well, he's the senior here today. You're the junior.
If you say so, ma'am.
Yes, I do say so. And I have to tell you, sir, that but for the fact that your son has acknowledged that he turned over to you his income tax returns as partial payment for this lawyer, I would actually dismiss your case. I'm telling you, I would dismiss your case. Because you actually did what a parent is supposed to do when their ne'er-do-well kid acts like a moron, smokes dope in a car with 4 other morons, 2 of whom have guns. You know? But you don't want him to go to prison, and you've probably gone to pick him up at police stations before.
Yes, ma'am.
When he was young. Now he's getting older. The only thing that I can suggest to you is, despite the fact that your wife adores him, you know, he's her baby, you have to let him stand on his own because he's a wise guy. And somebody's going to hurt him one day.
And that's... Ooh.
Somebody's going to hurt him one day.
Ooh. That's
yeah.
That's my
that kind of
fear.
wise guy always gets himself into trouble. always. But for these 2 payments, I would have dismissed your case. However, he did make 2 payments, which he acknowledges, so the debt is real. He acknowledges that it was a debt by making 2 payments. Do you have the bill from the lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
Here's the bill. Here's the receipt. And this is what we paid.
May I see the bill for the bail bondsman?
Yes, ma'am. Here's the bill, and then this is the email that will correspond with the stuff with the lawyer. I got you an email that.
Is he living with your mother or your wife's mother?
My mother.
Your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
How does she feel about that?
She loves me.
Shh. I didn't ask you anything.
You know, she loves him. She's torn up.
Does she have anybody else living with her?
My brother.
Mm-hmm. And to the best of your knowledge, is your son working now?
No, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him since May. This is the first time I've seen him.
Are you currently employed?
I'm looking for work. No, I'm not employed right now. I'm looking for work.
Okay. Well, in case you find work, I'm entering a judgment on behalf of your father for $10,000, which is the court's legal limit. He paid the lawyer a minimum of $10,000, and he paid the bail bondsman. I would hope that your legal case ends well for you, sir.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
I do hope it ends well. And it seems to me that you have certain innate intelligence. If you waste it, it's your life that you're wasting, nobody else's. We're done here. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
I don't think it was fair. You know, my dad spent his own money. He paid the lawyer himself. He got the bail bonds himself. I dime.
Well, you know, if that's what he thinks. What can I do? All you can do is be a father.
He's not really a crier like that. So for him just to fake cry in front of the judge, I think it's ridiculous.
I just didn't want him to go and be in a situation that it'll be worse for him.
To be honest, I won't speak to him for a very long time. If we reconcile, but my focus is just my 3 girls, my mom, my 2 little sisters.
And hopefully our relationship can move on and get better.
I'm cute, but not going to jail, man.
It's just tough love, and I just got to learn that, you know, deal with it as they come and be prepared.
You know, sometimes I take for granted the legalese and the elements that are in the background of my mind when we listen to litigants out here. Because I know for you and for me, as soon as we heard that he made just 1 payment, that's acknowledgement of the debt. And therefore, he knew it wasn't just his dad being the best dad in the world, getting him out of jail, but a loan and an acknowledgement of a debt if he paid 1 payment. He didn't know that. He thought that it was going to be great for him that he paid. I paid him. I gave him the money. The rest of it was just him being a good dad. You know, so he didn't know which way to go. He didn't know which way was up or down. He didn't know what was good for him, bad for him. But
you know, what I found interesting about that young man is he clearly intelligent.
Sure.
And he spoke too much out of turn, but he was clearly articulate. You know, life is a journey. It has a beginning, a middle, and unfortunately for everybody, it has an end. In between is your journey. Mm-hmm. And that is a wasted journey because he's just a wise guy. Yeah. And he's not taking advantage of these wonderful innate gifts that he has of being able to communicate and being nice looking and looking healthy. Just a waste. Yeah. And it's really too bad because the journey is finite.
She came at me in an aggressive way.
That's not true.
You can't do that.
I got intimidated.
You had no right to put your hands on him.
This is an ongoing thing in front of our son.
You do know that that's trauma.
Vandalism and assault.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 3061, Marvia versus Marvia.
Mr. Marvia.
Yes, Your Honor.
You and the defendant are now divorced. You have 1 child.
That's correct, Your Honor.
How old is the child?
He's 3. He's going to be 4.
And who has primary custody of that child?
She does.
Is that pursuant to the judgment of divorce?
We have a custody agreement. Where?
This is what you allege in your petition. You allege that it took a while to enforce your visitation with your son, and during the first exchange, where you were supposed to have him for a weekend,
Correct.
that the defendant keyed your car.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You went to her home to pick up the child,
Yes, that's correct.
and your petition says that either you or your former wife put him in his car seat.
Correct.
Who put him in his car seat?
I put him in the car.
No, I put it in the car.
You put him in the
Yes.
car. Okay. And then, for some reason, you took him out of the car seat.
Yes.
Tell me why you took him out of the car seat.
It was my first weekend. I was not going to sleep with him, spend the night. So I was kind of sad. So I came 5 minutes early. So I told his dad, like, is that okay? Can I give you a hug? And he started like, no, screaming to me and like, say like, no, it's already had to go. And that's why like, he like, okay, you want to give you a hug? Take it to the car. That's why I take it off to the car.
You took him out of the car. You do know that your hysteria was traumatic for a 3-year-old. Yes, putting him in his father's car, and if he hadn't been away from you, that's traumatic for a child. So now he's in the car and he's in his car seat. Nobody says he's crying. Nobody says he's hysterical. You say, I want to give him one more hug and take him out of the car seat just to give him one more hug.
No, he was crying. He was crying. He was like, and I was talking to him, like, say, you're gonna go with daddy. You need to understand that's your daddy weekend. Daddy love you, and daddy need to spend time with you, and mommy love you, and then you need to spend time with mommy. So I was talking to him and explaining him.
How long had it been since his father had him for the weekend?
He was here every week, and then call him every day, but like nothing like to go to take it to his house to spend the night.
Why?
Because when we separate, we got agreement. We got agreement that he can see him every day. So he has issues. He has.
He can see him every day. That's what you said. But he wanted to take him. Did he have to go to court for an order of visitation?
Yes.
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 Okay.
But because
so the answer is yes. So, okay. So now you take him out of the car, and you say that it was at that point that she keyed the car.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what you saw.
I did get there early. I picked him up. She wanted to take him out of the car for 5 minutes. I said, take him out. As soon as she takes him out, I hear something loud, like a scrape, and I looked around back, and there was a big scrape on my
You have
Tesla.
a photograph of it?
I also have a video of it. The Tesla recorded it.
I want to see that. But the police were called. You called the police.
Correct.
And the police arrived, Ms. Marvea, and you told the police that you would pay for the damage.
I didn't. I just got intimidated because...
You already told me. I'm just letting you know. You swore in your answer that you told the police that you would pay for the damage.
Yeah, I was...
That's what you swore in your... You said, I was intimidated. I was... Because he said, I want to press charges.
Yes.
And then they convinced him that if she says she'll pay for the damage, will you drop the charges? He said yes.
Yes, but I mean, I didn't.
I don't care.
I know, but it was not my. It
was not mine.
I know.
Okay, now I'll see the video.
Okay.
Is this the video of that day?
That's correct, Your Honor. So I'm right there. She's.
Just a second. I can see.
Sorry.
I just want to see the video.
This is the second video, Your Honor.
No, I don't want to look. I want to go back to the other one. Now go slowly, frame by frame. Slowly, frame by frame. There's the hand, her hand on the car. Absolutely.
I don't...
Absolutely. I don't care what you see. That's what I see.
I have the police report, Your Honor.
Can I see the police?
And the key.
I don't see... I just closed the door. I don't see anything like I there with...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Mm-hmm. I just see like I was closing the door.
This is the police report. Anna admitted that you may have accidentally scratched the door.
I got intimidated. Honestly,
I don't care whether you were intimidated.
It was 20 police around me, and then he was trying to put charges on me. So I said, like, okay, I pay him.
Good. And you want to pay him. May I see the bill for the scratched door? Oh, and there's the scratch on the car. Did you have it fixed?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because she said she was going to pay for damages.
Okay. The next thing that you're suing her for is for an assault.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
She was doing a pickup at my house. I usually park across from her, so keep our distance. She crossed the street to come to me. She yelled at me because I gave her a check with her maiden name.
That's not true.
Just a second. You gave her a support check, and the last name that you put on the check was what?
Her single name, so Sanchez.
Not her married name.
Right. So I told her I was gonna go get it. She didn't want to let me go.
That's not
I had dropped off my son to her. She came at me in an aggressive way, so I took out my phone to record. As soon as she saw that I was gonna record, she tried to grab my phone. I moved it. She didn't grab my phone, but she did hit me scratch me on the back. That was also caught on camera.
I'd like to see it. Oh, that's the check? Is that what's in the hand?
That's correct.
Yeah, you can't do that, Miss Marvea.
I know, but he was recording me. He's not allowed to record me.
Just a second. You don't understand. You can't do that. If he didn't have this record, you would tell me a whole different story. You can't do that.
He's not allowed to record me.
I'm telling you, you can't do that. You can't put your hands on somebody.
I'm not putting. He says he was recording me, and then I just dropped with my hands his phone.
You don't seem to understand me. And if you don't say I understand you, that I can't put my hands on somebody, you may complain, madam, that he's not allowed to record you, and you may take that case someplace which they're going to dismiss. But you can't put your hands on another person, ever.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You want to watch it again?
No, I didn't, but it was not because he was recording me.
Is there something wrong with you?
I know, I understand that.
Is there something wrong with you? You can't put your hands on somebody.
He insulted me too. I had texts that he texted me. Right now he's mad because child support is taking the money away from his account.
Well, I'm telling you, it sounds to me like you're a perpetual victim in your own mind.
And later today.
Your anger is directed at the wrong person, Miss Mello. I don't know the circumstances surrounding the death of Kenny, but your son was convicted by 12 people, and the judge found the circumstances of that conviction egregious enough to sentence him to 50 years to life. That's who your anger should be directed against your son.
For filing a false restraining order.
If he put his hands on you when you were defending himself, yes, of course, you have to defend yourself. He didn't put his hands on you at all. And you did come to him in an aggressive way. You came with the check. He gave, let's play it again, Sam. There's the check. He's getting your son. Now the son is out of the car, showing you the check with the wrong name. Why did you do it with the wrong name? You can't do that. You have photographs of the scratch?
I don't, Your Honor. I do have the police report.
I'd like to see it.
They granted me a temporary restraining order also.
Did it become final?
No, it didn't. They wasn't approved according to the judge. And I have the, when I filed also.
Just a second. According to the police report, you had 2 small scratches on your neck.
That's correct, Your Honor. But this is an ongoing thing when our exchanges are for our custody. And it's always in front of our son, and I don't think that's right.
Okay. Now, you want money for attorney's fees, lost wages for filing a false restraining order. What was the false restraining order?
Because he put my restraining order, and it was they denied him.
I just saw you assaulted.
But it's something behind that. He insulted me too. I had texts that he texted me that he didn't care. I was in the middle to the traffic that day.
Just a second. It's very simple. To pick up the child, you were late. He did, in fact, take the child from the car, and the child was walking towards you. He didn't withhold the child from you, gave you as he was supposed to, returned the child to you. You had no right to put your hands on him.
I know.
Good.
He haven't paid me child support and babysitter for almost a year. Right now, he's mad because child support is taking the money away from his account.
Well, I'm telling you, it sounds to me like you're a perpetual victim in your own mind. Listen, going through a divorce is always a difficult situation. Going through a divorce when there's a child is even more difficult.
It is.
What you're supposed to do is love your child more than you hate each other. Now, what I have to ask you is, do you work?
Yes.
And you have a bank account?
Yes.
In what name is the bank account?
Partners.
What name is the bank account?
Ana Maravilla.
Now, you've been married 3 years and you're divorced. In the divorce, were you able to go back to your maiden name, or did you want to go back to your maiden name?
Because we haven't final the divorce, I can.
Is the divorce final?
No.
Your Honor, it's just.
Oh, just a second.
It's just.
So the divorce is not final yet?
No.
They just need to sign it. Their
I don't
background.
care whether he has to sign it, whether somebody has to put a blood imprint on it. The question is the divorce final?
No.
No. Okay. So you, sir, not smart to put the child support check in the name Sanchez. It's irritating. You shouldn't do it. You still can't put your hands on somebody.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done.
This court is adjourned.
I think she made the right choice. I'm like, the evidence speaks for themselves.
I mean, maybe he was with like before, but he was blaming me and I didn't.
She's obviously not all there. I'm trying to keep a good relationship with her because we have a son together.
Like working out, like get like co-parenting.
Hope that she can see that she's wrong and that she just moves on from this and gets a better relationship with me and her.
Mother's best advice always was, you can't put your hands on someone else's body. And I think that people really discount. They think they're in a relationship, they're in a marriage, their brother, their sister, whatever. You put your hands on somebody, you're going to pay for that.
Well, then it's an assault. And I don't know the law. I really don't know the law, which is something you're going to look up later, as to whether you're in a public place and you video someone in a public place and you're not doing it for commercial reasons, you're doing it sort of in a protective way. Sure. I don't know that there's any prohibition against that.
I'll look into it, but just from my common sense, I feel when you're in a public place, at least my personal practice is to assume that anyone in a public place can record you.
Yeah. It may not be able to use you for commercial purposes, but this was for protection purposes.
Sure. Yeah.
Case 3055, Mello versus Pilgrim. All parties, please step forward.
Joy Mello is suing her former attorney, Larry Pilgrim, for the cost of a suit her son wore during his trial.
Miss Mello, I am certain that you are very sad.
Yes.
You have every right to be sad.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, your son was tried and convicted of murder in 2021.
That's correct.
And currently is serving a life sentence.
That is correct.
You had retained Mr. Pilgrim, who is an attorney, to represent him during that trial.
Yes.
Were you the person who paid him?
My family did collectively, but I worked 3 jobs to make payments until his money was paid in full.
Mr. Pilgrim represented him, I believe, from 2019 to 2021. Is that correct, sir?
Correct. September of 2019 until the trial in December of 21.
Who was he convicted of murdering?
The gentleman's name was Kenny. I'm sorry.
An acquaintance?
I think they knew each other, yes, but they were rivals. It was a love interest, love triangle type of case.
Got it. This is what the case is about. It's not a difficult case. When the trial began, your son was allowed to wear civilian clothes rather than prison attire to court, and you went out and bought him clothes for about $700. And according to you, you asked Mr. Pilgrim, when the trial was over, to please get the clothes. And Mr. Pilgrim, according to you, assured you he would get the clothes back to you, and you never got the clothes back.
Never.
And Mr. Pilgrim says, you know, once prisoner is convicted and they go back from the courtroom, they take these clothes. He doesn't know what happens to them. And they went probably into a large room where people who are similarly situated to your son, but who don't have a mother to buy them clothes, can go in and choose something to wear in court other than an orange jumpsuit. He has no idea where the clothes are, correct?
That's correct.
How tall is your son?
5'10", 10.5.
How tall are you?
5'10".
Yeah, how much does he weigh?
About 190, 190 pounds.
Do I have to say? More than 190.
You don't have his clothes, do you? This is not a very difficult case. This is a case about being sad and mad at the wrong person. So I want you to tell me on what you base your case that he is responsible for the clothes that your son wore.
I gave the clothes to Mr. Pilgrim. I purchased them at his request, gave him the clothes. When he didn't return them, I went to the sheriff's department. I asked what the procedure was. They said the attorney in question is to pick up the clothes. That's his responsibility. I wrote a letter.
You know that you can't tell me that. I'm just telling you that because that's hearsay.
Yes, ma'am.
You went to the sheriff's department. You went to the sheriff's department. Somebody told you it was the lawyer's responsibility. I actually have never heard that.
Okay. And I wrote a letter to the judge, the trial judge, who told me.
Don't tell me what the trial judge told you.
I have it.
I would like to see
the letter.
I would like to see. Don't give me a whole bunch of stuff.
I'll give you the letter that I wrote to the judge and his response.
Fine. Okay, the judge was very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice to answer you. It seems that your family should have bigger fish to fry than these clothes. Judge says this matter has been researched and it was determined that your son's clothing was returned to Conflict Criminal Defenders Coordinator by the Sheriff's Department. Please reach out to that office.
And I did.
And?
They told me that...
You can't tell me what they told you. If you have an official correspondence, I'll read it.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I only have, again, the procedure.
No, there's no procedure. You were told by the court. You reached out to them.
Yes.
This is an official document.
They said they didn't know where my... I can't tell you that they didn't tell me. They told me they had no idea that all the clothes went in one big bag.
I don't care where they went. He doesn't have your son's clothes. How tall is your son?
5'10", 10 and a half.
So he's 5'10" and a half. How tall are you?
5'10".
Yeah, how much does he weigh?
Now?
No, then.
About 190, 190 pounds.
Do I have to say? More than 190.
You don't have his clothes, do you?
No, certainly not.
Mr. Pilgrim, because this is all a matter, in my view, looking at Miss Mello, and she appears to be a very nice lady. When something sad happens like this, you have various emotions, and very often you choose the wrong target for your anger. In this case, a lot of time was spent, over $700 worth of clothes for a young man who's serving 50 to life for murder. You have other children, Miss Mello?
Yes, I do.
How many other children do you have?
I have 4 other children. My daughter, she's a witness. And the clothes, actually, my sons could have worn them.
It's possible. It's not his responsibility. The judge told you where to go.
He told me where the clothes went.
He doesn't know where the clothes went. I would actually be willing to wager an awful lot that he doesn't have your clothes.
That's who I gave them to.
No, you gave them to your son. He was the conduit between you and your son. The last person who you saw wearing those clothes was your son.
That's correct.
Okay, so after that, you don't know what happened to them. You may have given it to them, just like if you walked into a courtroom and handed them to Kevin, and then you didn't see them again. Say, Kevin, I gave you the clothes. Well, he gave them to whom they were designed to be given. That doesn't mean Kevin's responsible if you don't get your clothes back. That's the same thing with Mr. Pilgrim. Your anger is directed at the wrong person, Miss Mello. I don't know the circumstances surrounding the death of Kenny, but your son was convicted by 12 people. And the judge found the circumstances of that conviction egregious enough to sentence him to 50 years to life. That's who your anger should be directed against your son, not him.
But I'm not angry. I just want my money for the clothes that I spent.
You're not going to get it from him. He's not responsible for your clothes. Cross it off your list after 2-3 years. That's $700. Cross it off because you don't know where the clothes are. They were on some other prisoner who had to appear in court for robbery and assault and who didn't have a nice enough mother to buy him clothes. So he got your clothes, or they were donated to a parish, or they were donated someplace else. Mr. Pilgrim is not responsible for the clothes. The last person who you saw in possession of the clothes was your son.
Correct.
Goodbye. Case is dismissed.
This court is adjourned.
I'm disheartened because the amount that I spent on my son's clothes, and I did give them to the lawyer.
You know, it was sad for her and her whole family, the whole incident.
He should have been responsible to retrieve my property.
And I agree with the judge that I think she just had some misdirected anger.
You know, I think just the takeaway from this case is that people have an easier time dealing with the emotion of anger than sadness. And we see it all the time. You know, if somebody passes away, the grief can overwhelm you. But if you can find a target for your anger, anger is the easier emotion to deal with, because the plaintiff in this case seemed like an intelligent, put-together lady. Certainly the family came together. I'm certain that this lawyer was not inexpensive. But the bottom line is that she doesn't have the companionship of this son anymore, because I can't think of any other reason that over 2 years you maintain this sort of vendetta for used clothing. So lady has to put her anger where it belongs, which is the person who committed a murder and who not only ruined his own life, but probably impacted his whole family. Because that's what happens when you got out of the car and he punched you.
Absolutely. He proceeded to keep pounding on me, pounding on me.
There is no indication here from you. Miss Gaines, who is this?
My witness, my twin sister, Lucinda Gaines.
And your sister is married, but in the process of divorcing the defendant.
Actually, they're already divorced.
When were you divorced?
August 18th, 2022.
Okay. The events surrounding this case happened in November of 2020.
Yes.
Each one of you claim that they were assaulted by the other. In November of 2020, your sister and the defendant were having trouble in their marriage. That be a fair statement?
Yes.
And your sister had complained previously to you that the defendant was trying to get her in trouble, alleging that she assaulted him.
Absolutely.
So on November the 8th, you receive a call from your sister.
No, we was already on the phone, Your Honor.
So you were on the phone with your sister.
Yes.
And I want you to relay the conversation that you had with your sister on that date.
Well, we were just sitting there chatting like we always do. We were just laughing, talking about her schoolwork. I was talking about my schoolwork. We both had tests coming up, so we were just relating to each other in that manner that we always do every day.
Okay, let's go. Move it along.
Anyway, all of a sudden, I heard, after an hour of talking to her on the phone, I overheard him say, "Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops." And I was like...
You heard him say, "Let's fight.
Let's do this without the cops. We could fight right now. We could fight right..."
I want to be very clear, because Whitney is taking, let's do this without...
The police.
The police. That you remember.
That I remember.
Don't speak. Let's do this without the police. And what's the next thing you heard him say?
They just started arguing, so...
Just a second. Would you go back, Whitney, please, and tell me what the plaintiff said? She said that he said two things.
Yes, let's fight. Let's do this without the cops.
Let's fight.
Saying that to my sister.
Shh. Let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one was it? You said, let's do this without the police. That's one. Or let's fight. Let's do this without the cops. Which one did you hear?
I overheard him say both things to my sister, and I just hung up after that.
What both things?
He said, I didn't have no idea he was there. I said, "Cinda, who's that?" She said, "Dwight." I said, why, what's going on? And then I just hung. She was like, "Oh,
what's going on?"
Yeah, and I just hung up. I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna hang up."
Why?
Because they was husband and wife. Maybe it was just something they was just going through. I didn't know.
Now, just a second. Let me explain something to you. I'm beginning to suspect what you're telling me is a whole lot of who shot John. You're on the phone with your sister. You're talking about tests like you're talking about every day, blah, 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 blah. Then you hear something that would cause me concern. You hear, let's fight. Let's do this without the police. And according to you, what you said to me was, so I just hung up.
I said, "Cinda, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to call you back." She was like, "Oh, I'm going to handle this."
Just a second. Don't speak.
Yes.
Let's go through it again, because now we're getting a different story. Let's do this. Let's do this without the cops. And then, what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her, who was that in the
You
background?
said, who was that in the background?
And she said, Dwight. I said, oh, I thought he didn't be there anymore.
Okay.
And so she was like, oh, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to just call you back. So I said, okay.
Okay. She said, oh, I'm going to handle it. I'll call you back. So you didn't just hang up. Just a second. You didn't just hang up.
No, I didn't.
You had a continued
I didn't really want to
conversation.
hang up, but I hung up because she
You
told
didn't
me.
have, you didn't just hang up. You had a conversation with your sister, and your sister said, I'm going to handle it. That's what you said she said to you.
Absolutely. After 20 minutes, I called. So I felt like they got into a fight. Why I felt that way, because
I don't care why
he
you
had her
just a
arrested.
Second. Just a second. I don't care why you felt that way.
Yeah. I don't
care what you felt that way.
Because he got her arrested on October 27th, 2020 for assault. I had no idea. I was calling her.
So we had her arrested in October for domestic violence.
Yes, 2020.
And then so a month before, he had her arrested for domestic violence. What happened to that case? Do you know, Miss Gaines? Do you know? The answer is yes or no.
No.
But you know he had her arrested. Okay, so now we're in November. Your sister has clearly allowed him back into the house, right? She didn't say, it's Dwight, he doesn't belong here, I'm going to call the police, because according to you, she's having a pleasant conversation with you. And he's talking, who is that Dwight? Oh, he's here. So you went to your sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't call the police because you were worried. You went over to your sister's house. Now I want you to tell me exactly what happened. Be careful, because you know, I've been doing this for 50 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
What you're about to tell me, I've heard 100 times, all different kinds of versions, but certain things make sense and certain things don't. Do you understand? So now I'm going to...
I thought the police would be there by the time I got there because my sister told me...
I don't care what you thought. She told you what?
She told me she was going to go to jail and I just...
Oh, just a minute. We're getting a lot more into this conversation now. Hold on. First we started with I hung up. And then you said, my sister says to me, when did
when I called back, she said...
Just a second. So you called back and you got her on the phone.
I said,
okay. Your knuckles on both hands were cut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a defensive wound.
Those are?
No, that's not. No, dear. That's not a defensive wound. This is a defensive wound. This is from hitting somebody.
Himself from Lucretia's attack.
So you waited 20 minutes and you called her back.
Yes.
And you did, in fact, get her on the phone.
Yes, and that's...
Just a second. Now, I want you to go back to what she told me 4 minutes ago with, I called.
I did.
And she didn't answer.
She did not answer.
After 20 minutes, I stay home. After 20 minutes, I called. I felt they got into a fight. Why I felt that way? Because he had her arrested. I was just scared.
You called and called. So now you called.
Halfway there, she answered the phone.
You called and she answered.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell me about that conversation before you went over there. I said to her, and she said to me, let's go.
I'm going to jail. She said, well, I'm going to jail now because he called the cops. And then I said, oh, okay, well, because I just felt like she was going to go to jail because she got arrested.
I don't care what you felt.
Anyway, I was only going to get my nephew.
You called her and she said, I'm going to go to jail.
She said he called the cops, so I think
he
I'm going
called
to
the
jail.
cops.
Because
he had a restraining order against her.
Protective order.
Right. And clearly something happened in that 20 minutes between the time you were talking about your tests and the time you got her back on the phone that suggested to you that something had transpired when she said, now I'm going to go to jail. So you went over there because you knew about the protective order because you knew she had gotten arrested in October. So now you go over there to do what?
To grab my nephew, because last time I went, when she couldn't go back to her home that he moved in with her, he didn't even feed my nephew. And that's what I was afraid of.
Just a second. Is that their child?
No.
You went over there to get your nephew.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when you got there?
When I got
slowly, because right now you see, it doesn't go well.
I know.
You understand?
Understood.
Okay. So now you go over there.
When I got to their home, the defendant was standing outside. I finally pulled up. I saw no cops. So I asked him, why you keep calling the cops on my sister? That's when he took it upon himself to hit me in my face, knock me off the curb, because I guess it needed to fit his narrative. Come to find out, he called the cops and told the cops that my sister called me over there to fight him. Why would I fight for my sister? I shouldn't have went over there, but I did because I was worried about my nephew. She told me to. She asked me to get him the last time. She was like, can you go to the house and grab my nephew?
You left that out 5 minutes ago.
Sorry, because it was so much, and it had been so long ago.
Well, that's why you're supposed to bring a case as soon as you can after the event. The reason I assume you didn't is because COVID struck, and they didn't dismiss both of your cases until recently.
Yeah.
So neither one of you could have come to civil court. I assume that that's why you waited 2 years. I really don't care. Now, that's what you say happened, that you came over there and got out of the car and calmly said to him, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister?
Yes.
That's what you remember you said to him?
Yes.
Calmly. Why do you...
Calmly, really agitated, because I was home doing my own thing, you know, and it was
Well, I want you to tell me what happened. You got out of the car. Clearly, you're bigger than he is.
Exactly.
Clearly, you're bigger than he is. So is your sister. You got out of the car, and now you're agitated. So you didn't just ask him. You said, why do you keep calling the cops on my sister? And he punched you.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
and knocked me off the curb. I was stuck under the car where he proceeded to keep pounding on me in my head. And I almost lost consciousness, which I did lose consciousness. My hands was all cut up. I have proof from trying to cover the blows, but I had nowhere to move because of...
Just a second. What part of your hand was all cut up?
Both of my hands, because I was trying to hold it, because I was on the concrete.
Just a second. Your knuckles on both hands were cut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a defensive wound.
Those are?
No. That's not. No, dear. That's not a defensive wound. This is a defensive wound. This is from hitting somebody.
But I'm trying to grab my hoodie down so he could stop punching me in my face. So that's what was happening, because I was trying to...
I still don't understand why you got...
I don't know how I got...
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know whether you're going to show me. I'm going to look at all your proof. I'm just examining you first, since there are cross complaints here. You're trying to speak over me.
Sorry.
Yeah, clearly you're not intimidated by your surroundings. That's her version of the events. She came over to the house and she asked you why you keep calling the cops on my sister. And you punched her and kept punching her until she almost lost consciousness. Now, you want to tell me your version of these events?
Okay.
How long, by the way, had you been in the apartment with her sister?
6 or 7 years.
No. You had her arrested in October. So clearly she was arrested and she was out of the house. Is it your house or her house?
Her house. She wasn't out the house.
So she was arrested and you were both still living in the house together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Since October?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were there and she was there?
Same way, Your Honor.
Same way?
Yes.
She was released by the police and you were there, she was there, and her son?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Yes, it's a partial.
Judge, don't speak.
Okay.
So when you said, what's Dwight doing there, you clearly didn't know that they were still living together.
No.
Good. So now you tell me your version of the events of November 8th, 2020. Tell me what happened.
Okay. Lucinda was keep coming at me.
How did she keep coming at you?
Like coming up in my face, like she wanted to fight with me. And I never want to fight at all.
That is not true.
If you say one more word, I'm going to throw you out. Do you understand?
That wasn't me. That was her.
Oh, you're easy. You're going to be gone. Did you call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you call the police before Miss Gaines got there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So now you called the police, and clearly she heard it.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she said to you, I'm going to get arrested. That's what you said.
Because it was a...
Did you say something? There is no indication here from you to the police or any other authority that he ever put his hands on you. What you complain about him is that he's disrespectful, He taunts you. He says nasty things to you.
Yes.
He calls you names.
Yes.
In response to that, you assault him.
She assaulted him.
So you called the police and you went outside.
I went outside first before I called the police.
You went outside and called the police from outside?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
When I called the police, I stepped down to the sidewalk and I was there waiting for the police to come. I heard a car speed come around, hear her yelling, "I hope you're not calling the cops." I said, "Of course I'm calling the cops." She pulled over to the side and come up towards me, ready to fight with me. I never want to fight. I turned my head around. She was already there in front of me, sizing me up, and I just make a mistake and look around. And by the time I made that mistake and look around, she knocked me over.
And?
I saw her about to hit me again. When I hit her, she fall, and I ran off, try to escape. She get back up and running me down. I couldn't run no more because I was going towards the hospital direction where I was going. When she caught up with me, the cops turned up.
Okay, may I see the police report, please?
I have one.
Well, it's practically impossible to determine which one of you instigated the physical part of this altercation. Each of you claimed that the other threw the first blow. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. That's what she says, and you said that she hit you first. So it's impossible to determine who hit who first. However, the police report is very telling. It says that when the police arrived, they found you on Kensington Street. And you told the police, you're Lucretia.
Yes.
Said Francis, that would be him, began to walk down Kensington Street. So the fight had begun, and he got up and started to walk away towards Chapel Street, which is consistent with what he said. And Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. That's what the police report says.
I can show you. I couldn't even run. I had torn meniscus.
Just a second.
There's no way.
I'm telling you what the police wrote in their report that you told them. And it's totally consistent with what he said, that he was trying to walk away.
I was running.
After he beat me up.
Listen to me. You went over there furious.
I wasn't furious.
Oh, yeah.
Just
a second. You went over there furious.
Absolutely not.
Yana,
Absolutely not.
Can I tell my story, please?
Can you tell your story?
Yes, please.
Oh, be my pleasure. I got a couple of questions to ask you as long as you want to testify. Okay. There is no indication here from you to the police or any other authority that he ever put his hands on you. What you complain about him is that he's disrespectful, he taunts you, he says nasty things to you, he calls you names. In response to that, you assault him.
No, I don't, ma'am.
Oh. Yes, sir.
He had me falsely arrested. Yes, he's small in stature, but I don't know how he keep manipulating the system. This man is dangerous.
You have to understand something. You told the police that he doesn't...
We never had a physical altercation. That's why I don't know where he's getting these things from. It's like once he found out we were going to divorce, he didn't want to leave the house. So that's why he kept having to try to put a case on me.
All may be true.
Yes.
There is no indication here, as a matter of fact, quite the contrary, that he ever put his hands on you.
He never put his hands on me, and I never placed a hand on him.
Your sister did. Now you can sit down.
Go.
Can I just tell you how we even got here?
No.
All I want to say...
No, I'm just telling you. I don't care how you got here. This happened 2.5, 3 years ago, and the reason that you're here is because of an incident that had, in its beginnings, you going to a place where you had no right to be.
Can I please show you the medical reports? Because there's no way I ran down the street.
Just a second. I'm going to read what you told the police. After a brief verbal altercation, Francis punched her in the face. They both began fighting in the middle of the street. Francis then began to walk down Kensington Street towards Chapel Street. Lucretia said she ran after Francis and began fighting with him until the police arrived. Okay, your case is dismissed. Now, you have any medical records of your injuries?
Yes,
I'd
Your
like
Honor.
to see them.
I have scar to it.
Just a second, I'd like to see them.
I'm telling you, I did not run after him. How can I run? How can I run after him if my knee, I tore meniscus?
Do you want me to play the tape of you walking through the door into the courtroom? Yes, you did.
I could walk, yeah, but I'm still
right,
in
you
pain
did.
for the rest of
I
my
can
life.
play the tape back
I have
for you
to
if
get
you like.
surgery, Your Honor.
Not only is the case going to be dismissed, but because I see you can't control yourself. Even in a courtroom, you can't control yourself. I'm hearing his case now. He's got a cross complaint. And as far as I'm concerned, you were the aggressor. You went there.
I did.
To a potentially aggressive situation by yourself. By yourself.
She have something in her hand too. I never see what it was, but I know she threw it away.
Do you think I need your help?
Okay.
Forget it. Telling you, this man is dangerous. You will see he'll be arrested again.
See what I mean? You can't control yourself. You want me to believe that you got out of the car and calmly said, "Why are you calling the police on my sister?" Somebody who can't control themselves in a courtroom. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $5,000. Your claim is dismissed.
All right, thank you.
Court is adjourned.
I'm just sad about the whole situation because I feel like I should have won this case.
Everything is in facts, and that's how it happened. It was the truth.
I just figured she was going to jail, so I just wanted to get my nephew and leave.
I want to be a good parent.
It goes on. He's manipulating the system, and it shows.
That whole case just seemed like a mess all the way around. I think the plaintiff went there maybe a little hotter than she was ready to admit. I think the police report seemed enlightening after you took a look at that and read her own account of what she told the officer. And, you know, he didn't seem like Prince Charming either, though. So I'm annoyed that you gave him the judgment. I agree with it because it was so unclear.
I gave him the judgment, actually.
Because she couldn't control herself. I knew.
Because you're in a courtroom setting and you try to take somebody's demeanor in a courtroom setting, which is intimidating. I mean, I'm intimidating. I know that I'm intimidating. Couldn't control herself.
Yeah.
You know, you have to couple the law with common sense. He's no doll, for sure. But he extricated himself from the house because according to her,
and then down the street.
he was outside when she got there. The police report was clear. He again tried to extricate himself by walking away. And when the police arrived, they were fighting on the street. Again, because she had caught up with him. She said she went there to get her nephew. You can call the police and say, I think there's going to be a problem. Would you take me over there? There's a domestic case. But she went over there hot. And the reason he was awarded money is because she couldn't control herself, even here. There was no question in my mind that she was the aggressor.
No, I agree.
Are you a victim of a scam? Go to judyjustice.com.
She thought you were in an exclusive relationship.
We're just dating.
Why would a person ask a woman who he was just dating for money? Is not an answer. You are so lucky. You should kiss the ground that you're standing.
Bailiff Cassandra Britt is standing in for bailiff Kevin Roscoe, and law clerk Alexi Mincer is sitting in for law clerk Sarah Rose. Tanisha Merriweather is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ty Womack, for a business loan he failed to pay back.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Case number 3070, Merriweather versus Womack.
Thank you. Miss Merriweather, you and the defendant were sort of briefly in a relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it is your claim that during the course of that relationship, you made a loan to him.
That's correct.
And that loan was to start a business.
Yes.
He hasn't paid you back.
No, he
That's why
hasn't.
you're here. Mr. Womack says that you did, in fact, give him that money, but you're going to show me where you took it from, right?
Yes.
That he didn't start the business because he got preoccupied with other things,
Correct.
but it was a gift, right?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Womack, when and where did you meet the plaintiff?
We met online and we started dating.
On what online?
Just online.
Isn't there a site, a place, a Facebook?
An
Where did
online.
you meet?
It's an online dating app called Black.
And when did you meet?
May 2022.
That's when you first met online?
Yes.
When did you meet in person?
It was toward the end of May, so maybe like May 29th or something.
And you both live in the same area?
Correct.
Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles.
And you, sir?
Inglewood.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Merriweather?
I work for a reentry program, so we assist formerly incarcerated individuals. So we help them with housing, employment, and education.
And what do you do, sir?
Freelance production, so pretty much all of this that's going on.
Doing what?
Production coordinator, writer, everything that is associated with film and TV.
Who do you live with, sir?
Myself.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
Ever been married?
No.
You?
No.
Have kids?
Yes, one.
How old?
12.
Boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
Lives with you?
Yes, she does.
And you, sir?
3.
How old are they?
17, 15, and 6.
Are they also in Los Angeles?
They are.
Do you see them?
Often.
Who do they live with?
Their mothers. But each one has their own room at my house.
In your house?
Yes.
You pay support for them?
No, we don't have support set up.
Okay, so the two of you met online in May of 22, went out the end of May for the first time. At that time, Mr. Womack, what kind of work were you doing in May?
Production.
And according to what I read, that sort of dried up and you were blowing through your savings.
I wouldn't say that. I did wrap a show, and Miss Mayweather asked me what my plans were or if I had any business aspirations. I told her.
What month was this?
I'd like to say the end of 2022.
So you were dating from May of 2022 through December?
Yes.
Were you and Miss Merriweather, at least on your part, exclusive in your dating?
No.
Were you?
Yes.
Did you know he was not?
No.
From May of 2022 to December, did you ever tell Miss Merriweather that you were seeing other people?
I let her know that dating was seeing other people and that we were dating. We weren't in an exclusive
Well,
relationship.
tell me how you explained that to her. I'm just curious because this $5,000 is a whole bunch of money. So I would like to know how you explained to her that she was just a date.
That we were dating. And in dating, you date other people. You see other people.
Well, I want to know how you convey that to Miss Merriweather, because this comes in a little bit later in your story, sir. She said she didn't know that you were dating other people.
We never had any talks of exclusivity. We never had any
That's not
talks
my question.
I don't know how to explain it, but I just let her know that we were dating, and she was free to do whatever she wanted to do.
But you also told me.
Shh. I'm getting it.
Okay.
When you had this discussion about this brainstorm that you were doing about how to add some money to your bank account, you're in the production business. What do you know about the used car business? Is not an answer.
I've been in
cars too, but I don't know anything about flipping cars. I just know that I drive a car. What do you know about it?
I've gone to school for mechanics, so I know how to fix a car.
Great.
But about selling, I haven't done it. So
about doing anything, how to buy, where to buy, how to sell.
I have attended auctions before, and I have purchased cars from auctions before.
Oh, good. And so you must have told that to Miss Merriweather.
I did.
Okay, because she wouldn't have guessed that. For instance, I wouldn't say my memory is not what it used to be, but if I were dating a guy who was in production, all different kinds, I wouldn't say, by the way, did you ever fix cars? Do you understand? Yeah. So that had to come up in a conversation somehow.
It did.
I want you to tell me how.
We were talking about
this is the end of the year.
Different things that I've done. I've mentioned different jobs that I had.
Well, how did it come up? You must have said, you know what, my job wrapped and I don't have a steady income now. And I have 3 kids and I have to support myself and they all have a room in my house. It had to have something. You weren't living together, you each have your own space, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it had to come up somehow. It's not a guessing game. She wasn't like Johnny Carson and Karnak. What's in the envelope? The answer to the question is, it had to come up by you saying something to her, sir.
So we were having a conversation about the show wrapping. She asked me if I had anything lined up, any business ideas that I may have had. I shared them with her.
No, and what did you say to her? So she said, what's lined up? Your show wrapped, what's lined up?
I have an idea for purchasing cars and flipping cars.
You said to her?
Yes.
Okay.
And I asked her, are you asking me out of curiosity or are you asking me because you want to help? And
Why would you ask?
She said a little of both.
Why would you ask somebody that you were just dating for financial help?
Because again, we're just dating. So if
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Why would a person of character ask a woman who he was just dating for money? Brothers and sisters, Mr. Womack?
I do.
How many?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. My God, I can count all the way up to 100. You're a hustler, Mr. Womack.
And later today.
Who do you live with, sir?
I live in the wind.
You live in the wind?
Yes. Whatever direction it's going, that's
Always
where I'm
wanted to
living.
meet somebody who lived in the wind. Now my dream has come true.
She gave him for a car flipping business.
A grown man ask a person who is self-supporting, takes care of a child, who lives with her full time, why would you ask her for money?
I didn't ask her for money. She offered the money to me.
Well, how does that happen, sir?
Over the course of the conversation. And then she let me know, that business venture you were into, I'm going to give you the money.
Miss Merriweather, you have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yes.
She go to school?
Yes.
She does okay in school?
Yes, she does.
She have plans on going on to higher education?
Yes, she does.
Yeah. You have all of her college money put away?
Not all of it. No, I do not.
You saved some?
I'm saving, yes.
Saving so that your daughter can go to school?
Yes.
You wouldn't give somebody that you were casually dating, who was dating other people, money just as a gift?
No, I would not.
Yeah. Why would you do that? You don't look like an idiot.
I'm not.
Mr. Womack, I can understand that if you had an exclusive relationship and you both thought that you were going to build a life together and you were struggling financially and you had a discussion about how you could improve your financial profile, that I can understand. But so let's see what you told me, sir. Because this is all about loan, gift, loan. She thought you were in an exclusive relationship. You, not so much. You had an idea to flip cars to make some money. According to you, she said, I can help, right? With that business, right?
Yes.
Not to give it to you so that you could support your kids or to go out and find a new girlfriend, which you did. According to you, that's what you did. So let me understand. You said to her, I'm going to use the money to start a business to flip cars. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
But then you didn't. Now, you give me a whole lot of reasons in your answer as to why you didn't. So let me see if I remember. You said you were preoccupied with your mother's illness, right? And then she started to ask you a whole lot of things while you were preoccupied with your mother's illness, like where to go to dinner, or were you going, I don't know, to Disneyland, or other that you considered silly things considering your situation with your mother, right? That's what you say in your answer.
Yes.
But you weren't so preoccupied with your mother that you didn't find another girlfriend, because that's what you also say in your answer. So somehow, between taking care of your mother and this alleged business, you found time to find a new girlfriend.
Correct.
And you never did buy a car or start the business. That's what you also said.
First off, she was never my
just a second.
She was never my girlfriend.
That's not what I asked you. I didn't say she was your girlfriend. I didn't say she was your girlfriend. Would that be correct? Let's read the question back to him, Whitney, that I posed to him, because he didn't give me the answer to my question.
But you weren't so preoccupied with your mother that you didn't find another girlfriend, because that's what you also say in your answer. Somehow, between taking care of your mother and this alleged business, you found time to find a new girlfriend, correct?
Not a new girlfriend. She was never my girlfriend to start with.
You mean she was never, but you found...
So in dating other people...
Just strike the word new. It was a sufficient girlfriend for you to put in your answer.
So while dating other people?
No. Not what I asked you, sir. You want me to read the question again?
Sure.
You managed to find another girlfriend.
No.
No. Did you buy a car?
No.
I'm going to ask you $24,000 question, or excuse me, the $64,000 question. What did you do with her money?
I used it towards my mother's funeral.
Really? Is that what she gave you the money for?
No, but
then
she
you
also
took it,
let me
then
know
you
that
took...
I could use the money for other things. And I told her I was
Just
trying to hold on to
Just a second. Miss Merriweather, did he ever tell you he used that money for his mother's funeral?
No, he didn't. No.
We weren't talking at that time.
When did your mother die?
March this year.
So she gave you the money in what month? What month did she give you the money?
December, January.
Look
December.
there.
December 2022.
Now, you had December, so you had Christmas for your kids, right? You had January, whole month of January. So what you're telling me is you didn't spend any of that money in December. You didn't spend any of the money in January. You didn't spend any of the money in February. You saved it all up for your mother's funeral.
December and January, I'm not sure if you remember, it was really rainy, and we had months of rain, like 2 solid months of rain. There were no auctions to go to because they're outdoors.
And?
So I couldn't go.
You are so lucky. You are so lucky. You should kiss the ground that you're standing on. He has 3 children who have 2 or 3 mothers. I know at least 2. 3 mothers? Right. And he took your money and spent it on himself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have brothers and sisters, Mr. Womack?
I do.
How many?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. My God, I can count all the way up to 100. You're a hustler, Mr. Womack. Can I see the $5,000 that you gave him? You're a hustler, and you should thank your lucky stars, madam, that you didn't involve him in your daughter's life, because it would be a terrible thing to involve a hustler in your daughter's life. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished.
Thanks. Great.
Court is adjourned.
It was a gift. She gave me the money.
He knew that he owed me the money that I loaned him, and it was not a gift for him to use for his mother's funeral.
She gave me the money. And I told her once I got money from the business that I would pay her back, or she could become a partner in the business.
No, we had a conversation about him starting a business. He came to pick the money up from me, and I gave him cash for him to start his business and also repay me.
And had I been with her, she'd never ask me for that money ever again.
No, he owes me, and it was for a business that he started. It was an investment for him.
Out of the blue, she showed up at my house with some subpoenas.
He didn't respond back. He blocked me, and that was it. I'm not gonna loan out any more money to anyone I'm dating.
Okay, my clerk. So this is my take on this case. I made a decision today based on what I perceived as the facts and the relationship between these 2 people. The fact that I think she sort of got hoodwinked. So now I want you to give me a legal rationale for what I just did.
Sure. So he accepted money for a car flipping business, and he's under a legal obligation to exercise best efforts to put that money towards his car flipping business. And he used it for reasons outside of that. This was not a no strings attached gift. This was for car flipping, and he has to use it for that.
I buy that. Thank you.
Case number 3069, Finley versus Neal. Please come forward.
Aaliyah Finley is suing her children's father, Jason Neal, for property damage and emotional distress.
Miss Finley, you and the defendant have 3 children together.
Correct.
And it is your claim that he destroyed some property of yours and that he subjected you to emotional distress.
Yes.
I've had a few husbands who subjected me to emotional distress over the years. Comes with the territory sometimes. I looked at your claim, and I have to tell you, before we even get started, Miss Finley, because I'm a very fair person, I was unimpressed with your claim, so I really don't know what you're doing here seeking $5,000. From January 7th, 2022, Mr. Neal, up until today's date, were you and the plaintiff intimate? Shh. Now, look at me. Some facts, and I can move on with things that are current and important. Your 3 children are how old?
3, 2, and 1.
And the defendant is the father of all of those children?
Correct.
Did you ever live together?
No.
Who do you live with?
I live alone with my children.
You work?
Yes.
Who takes care of the children?
While I'm at work or
while you're at work?
They go to daycare in between my mother and my sister.
Who do you live with, sir?
I live in the wind.
You live in the wind?
Yes. Whatever direction it's going, that's
Always
where I'm
wanted to
living.
meet somebody who lived in the wind. Now, my dream has come true. Okay, he destroyed your property. When was the first time he destroyed your property, and what did he destroy?
He vandalized my car.
He vandalized your car?
Yes.
Month and year?
September 29th, 2021.
And what have you been doing since September of 2021? We're now 2 years later.
During that time, my father had died, so it was a lot going on. I have to deal with the death of my father. I was pregnant and as well, like my father's from Texas, so I had to travel.
Well, you've had 2 children with him since he vandalized your car.
No, I did not.
1?
1. I was pregnant with our last child when he vandalized my car.
Your child is 1?
She's 16 months. I was pregnant with her.
What else did he do? Oh, by the way, did you drive that car?
Yes, that was my personal car.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you fix it?
No, it was $4,500 to fix the radio.
Well, he's not paying you $4,500 for something that happened 2 years ago, madam. What's next?
After that, he broke my phone.
Month and year that he broke your phone?
It was at our baby shower. It's probably like I'm gonna say like January 2022.
Well, now that's a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you managed to have a baby shower.
Yeah.
Right? So you had a baby shower, and that was after the car was vandalized.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And tell me about the phone. 30 seconds or less.
Okay, so basically, with the phone, I was having a dispute with a friend, and I guess he didn't like what was being said, so he just took my phone to end the conversation and threw my phone.
And threw it where?
On the ground.
What happened to it?
The screen cracked.
Is that the phone?
No.
So what happened to the phone?
It was broke. It was like the screen broke, and it was ink on the screen.
So what did you do? Did you get a new phone?
Yes.
When?
The next day.
You have a receipt?
I don't have the receipt for the new phone I brought, but I have a receipt for the phone he broke.
No, I need a receipt for the new phone.
Well, I don't have that, ma'am.
Well, then you don't have a case. With regard to the phone, what's next?
He broke my necklace.
He broke your necklace. And when did he break your necklace?
Around the same time.
Well, tell me about it.
So this was the event at the baby shower. So he didn't like.
So it was at the baby shower?
Yes.
Was it the same baby shower?
Yes. I made a joke and he didn't like it. So I was like, he's only here because I like made him come. And then he was like, no, I'm here because I love you. And then he grabbed my neck and pulled me closer to try to kiss him, and I didn't want to do that. So my necklace broke.
And this all happened in?
It all happened around this
January of 2022.
Yes.
Mr. Neal, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you remember the date of the baby shower?
Absolutely.
What's the date of the baby shower?
Oh, man.
Well, you said absolutely. Uncross your arms. What's the date of the baby shower?
I think it was like January 7th.
In whose house?
Of family members.
From January 7th, 2022, Mr. Neal, up until today's date, were you and the plaintiff intimate?
Oh.
Shh. Now, look at me. Is not an answer. That's either a yes or a no. You should remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And if I were to ask you the same question, Miss Finley, between January when he tried to pull you close and to kiss you and broke your necklace because you didn't want to kiss him, have you and the defendant been intimate?
No.
Yeah, I don't believe that. In any event, whether I believe it or not, you have no case against him. Your case is nonsense. I wrote nonsense when I read it. I still believe it's nonsense.
But are you
Your
sure?
case is dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Case is closed. This court is adjourned.
I really didn't like it.
I'm feeling the way I look good, man. You know, everything's copacetic.
Because he hates himself.
You know, when you do things, out of spite, you never prevail,
I didn't tolerate it.
Oh, she lied. Defamation of character. You gonna sit up there and tell him you're not intimate with me. Look at me. How you not gonna be intimate with me?
I hope he just get his life together.
Oh, we keep our space and we continue, gravitate in different directions?
I've been moved on.
Oh, I'm gonna always be there. We're gonna co-parent regardless, but other than that, significant other, nah, I don't entertain that no more.
I feel like because he's in a position where he has nothing, so he wants no one to have anything.
Back in the wind. That's the way I like it. Yeah.
I think that case can be summed up in a moment. You asked the defendant, do you know when your child's baby shower was? And he said, absolutely. He said, okay, what's the date? Let me think about it. That was it.
Yeah.